Sean Connery gods are punishing us again.
Oh, that was good.
Hey, watch yourself, laddie.
I forgot how this works. Is the intro play? We don't hear it or something?
Yeah, I'm just waiting for it to catch up.
Yeah, because it's... Oh, God.
Welcome to the All Gen Gamers podcast featuring Pete Dorr, Gamester81, Jason Heine, Metal Jesus Rocks, and Sexy Ben.
We're live.
It's only been, what, 2 years?
Only 2 years, Pete. Only 2 years.
I think
Only
so,
2 years,
yeah.
we say.
Only
yes.
2.
And we're actually all 5 of us are on at one time. What?
We're here. What?
How's it
It's
going,
the
guys?
It's the Cataclysm. We're all 5 of us are here.
It's going good. MJ, how are you?
I am doing well. I have a black butt porter here.
Black butt order.
It's so good.
What's her name?
Oh,
I like
cannot
big
lie.
butts.
That's all I know.
So we're recording this live on our Twitch channel, which is exciting. So we're taking questions through Twitch. Now, Jason, you're not set up to take audio questions, correct?
I am not. No.
Uh-oh.
Okay. All right, no.
Bum, 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 bum.
But we have the chat up, and so
We do.
we are live, and so we're seeing what people are posting.
A lot of hearts. We love you,
Yeah,
Yeah, a
MJ.
lot of hearts.
A lot of Metal Jesus love, and I have to give a shout out to Pegasus who made a Sean Connery reference.
That was awesome. You do it again. Do it again. Do it.
Pegasus out there. Hello, Pushy.
That's pretty damn
Pretty
good.
damn good.
So,
Yeah.
what have you guys been up to?
Nothing.
Oh, sitting around.
Picking my butt.
Twiddling my thumbs, God knows where.
But I mean, Pete, though.
What?
You're here. That's the thing.
How'd that
Pete
happen?
Dorr is here.
It's not a Sunday. That's how it happened.
Oh. That's cool.
Yeah,
So
so I
I
won't be
went to-
calling in from school
Yeah.
for 10 minutes.
That's funny. Well, hey, we appreciate you calling in, though, previously, Pete.
Yeah, definitely. Making it happen as best we can.
So I got back from Star Wars Celebration this past, well, I guess it would have been 2 weekends ago. So that was fun. It was,
Dude,
Yeah.
that's I mean, talk about the year for Star Wars. It's fucking incredible, right?
Yeah, it really is.
so the group that puts this together is Repop. They do PAX as well. And I had previously been to Star Wars Celebration 6, which was in Orlando 2 years ago. And there was like 35,000 people. It was really good size. I didn't feel like there was long lines anywhere. I pretty much got to see what I wanted to see. This one, I think they had over 100,000 people, literally.
Wow.
It was nuts.
Oh
And
my
a
God.
lot, of course, to do with that is because of the new movie. They launched the trailer, which I'm sure all you guys have seen, hopefully.
Oh, yeah.
Am I the only one that sat down for 2 hours watching reaction videos of people watching the trailer?
Yeah.
You're not alone, Pete.
Dude,
You're not
that
alone.
Matthew McConaughey one was classic.
That is pretty classic. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's funny. So yeah, it was a good time. The first Friday, it was my first day there. It actually opened Thursday. Thursday, I went to Disneyland with the family, of course, and that was a lot of. Went to Star
lucky.
Tours and all that cool stuff. But Friday was my first day, and it opened at 10. At 10:30 was the Battlefront for the preview, whatever, the panel, right? And I was like, oh, dude, I got to see that. So I get in queue at 9 o'clock to get into the auditorium, whatever. And it's a huge queue line, first off. And I've come to find out later, because I had a media pass, I could have actually gone in a half hour early. Little did I know. I did not know that. They didn't bother to tell me that, which was a little frustrating. But anyway, I was in the queue line, got in, rushed upstairs to the third level to go to this freaking, big announcement, Battlefront, all the information about it. DICE was there talking about it. So I'm like, oh, I got to see this. So literally, I'm there at the door. I'm not joking, you guys. Freaking, they close the door right in front of me. They're like, sorry, space is full.
Oh.
And I'm like, shit. And there's probably, I'm not exaggerating, maybe 2,000 people behind me who wanted to go in and see it.
Wow.
And so I'm like, well, I got my media. Can you please just let me in? And, there's no seats. I'm like, well, let me just set up a thing on the side. I'll stand. No big deal. So anyway, I missed the first trailer. They showed, have you guys seen the Battlefront trailer?
Yes, it looks amazing.
It is, yeah, it's super cool.
I know, it
can't
looks
believe how
real.
cool
I mean,
looks.
it does.
It looks like
It's
the
stunning.
movie, It's like, oh my
Yeah,
God.
yeah. Right. Riven53 asked if I've seen the Rogue One trailer, and I have not. I didn't even know there was a Rogue One trailer out. That's interesting. But anyway, so the panel was good. I mean, they talked about how Dice went on site to like, California where they filmed Endor, and they did all that, research, and they went to where they filmed Hoth. And, so they did their homework, and, graphically the game looks amazing. It's 20 on 20. You can play first person or third person, which is incredible. Obviously PS1, PS4, Steam, all that good stuff. So great stuff, but there's no campaign in the game, which I'm kind of bummed out about. That's a big letdown for me. I enjoy those campaigns personally.
Same here, yeah. I'm not a multiplayer kind of guy,
totally.
so the lack of a campaign is kind of a bummer, yeah.
Total bummer. And as far as I know, there's no like prequel, anything prequel. So there's no Kashyyyk, there's no Naboo, there's no.
Is that necessarily?
Yeah, I'm like, is that?
Well, it's Star Wars.
Really?
Though. I mean, it is Star Wars, though, right? I mean, you're leaving that whole thing out of that.
Well, here's the thing: expansion, $30
Dude,
expansion.
I was gonna say, dude, DL motherfucking
No, you're right.
C.
You're right. So, that's so. Trust me, I'm gonna get on day one, no doubt. But one thing that's cool is the games come out in November, a month before The Force Awakens comes out, and when the movie does come out, they're gonna launch DLC, will kind of tie into the movie, so you can actually play on like the world of the movie and those new clone troopers and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. So that's a kind of nice tie-in. But here's the deal: they give away shirts to everyone who walked in. And of course I was late, so I didn't get a shirt. But people are selling shirts for fucking $100 or more on eBay. No joke. Just type in Battlefront Star Wars Celebration shirt, and they're flipping like they're actually selling for like over $100. It's ridiculous.
Are we surprised though? That's what
Wow.
people always do.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
People were selling freaking the programs, free programs for $10, and people were buying them. It was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just plethora of them at the show. You can just pick up whatever, how many you want. So one thing that's cool at the very end of the show, and for those who want to see the panel, I did post on my Star Wars channel, Star Wars Not 77. If you guys want to see it, but the panel. But one thing they announced at the end, which was kind of cool, is they had this like limited edition bundle where they limited to 3, and they gave away this special console, this PS4 console. That was a branded Battlefront. It was, had Star Wars on it. They're going to give you the game, all that good stuff, right? And they said, check underneath your seat to see if you want it. And I'm thinking, well, shit, I don't have a seat. There, I'm screwed. I'm fucked. So, of course, people are like throwing over chairs, and they're like, oh, shit, this is going to be awesome, whatever, So finally, like, of course, 3 guys freak out. They get it. And, this thing's freaking awesome. It's limited to 3. And so I'm leaving the panel, and I see this kid with this console in his hand. He's one of the winners. And he looks at me. He's like, Gamester, what's up, man? I love a show. I'm like, shit, hey, what's going on, man? I'm thinking, would you want to sell that? I'm like,
Yeah, Gamester
no
motherfucker
joke,
81.
dude. I
I
offered him
need
$2,000
that Star
for it on the
Wars.
spot. And
2,000? Wow.
2,000. He turned it down. He's like, no, I'm going to keep it. I don't blame him. But that's super limited, dude. And it's like down my aisle, like Star Wars, gaming, super cool. So, but no, he wanted to keep it. But I'm like, hey, here's my card. If you change your mind, let me know. Kind of thing.
Well, that's even more. That's even more limited than the 20th anniversary PS4 that they came out with, because that was limited to like 12,000. This one only has how many? 3.
I think they give away 2 on Twitter, so there's 5 total.
Wow.
So super limited and like super
Yeah.
cool, all branded and shit, all decked out. So, and you had to be there. So it's pretty sweet. But overall, this convention was a lot of fun, just packed. I mean, it was like PAX. It's gotten to the point where it's just so busy. They had a Star Wars Force Awakens kind of exhibit where they actually had props in the movie and like costumes and stuff. You can see that. And no joke, it was like an 8-hour wait to get into that. And maybe it was 5-hour wait, but still, regardless, I'm not going to spend half my day in line, for that shit, even though it'd be cool. But I don't know, everywhere you wanted to go was a huge wait. To go get food, it was like an hour wait.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Yeah, that really.
Did you go to the live trailer reveal games?
That was Thursday, and no, I was at Disneyland that day,
Oh.
so I wasn't able to see that. But I saw it definitely online on YouTube that day when it first launched, and man, even on my phone when I was watching at Disneyland, I got like the chills and like goosebumps, and
But did you cry?
I did shed a tear. It was the Darth Vader helmet, yeah, that got me. And then here's the thing though, Mark Hamill, he was there at the show, and one of the questions was, in the trailer he says, my father has it. My mother has it, you have it, whatever. But that was, a lot of people think that was actually taken from Return of the Jedi. It is a quote from Return of the Jedi. However, Mark Hamill actually recorded that recently.
It sounded slightly different to me, but that's because I'm such a nerd and I've watched the movies a million times. But
Yeah.
it's such a great line.
So that's him talking currently. So when he, someone asked him that question, he pretty much said he recorded it two ways. He said he recorded "My father had it," and they recorded "My father has it," and they kept the "has it" present tense. So it makes you wonder about Darth Vader. Is Anakin really truly? Is he going to come out as a spirit and like, I don't know, be kind of interesting. So, but yeah, I'm super stoked for the movie and the Han and Chewie at the end. Super cool.
The thing is, man, I like Darth Vader bad. I don't want to have. I don't like the sound of that.
Rumor has it though that this is just a rumor. Spoiler alert. I heard that Luke is going to turn bad in this series.
Ooh, okay, I like that. That sounds
Yeah.
good.
He always looked like a rebel. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a joke.
So do you guys think that episode 7 is going to break, like, it's going to be the highest grossing movie of all time in theaters? I honestly think it is.
Certainly for this year,
Has a potential. Yeah.
More than Furious 7?
Furious 7.
I don't know, man.
I haven't seen. Have you guys seen it yet?
No, I kind of want to.
It's in a whole nother. Oh, I loved it. I
Will
thought it was awesome.
it gross more than 50
Fantastic movie.
Shades? That's the question.
Ooh,
It's a steep hill to climb.
that is.
Yeah,
It's gonna need more boobies.
That is tough.
I
That's
think.
really hard.
But
I think there's a lot of hype with episode 7 for sure. I mean, there's a lot of hype over episode 1, and that movie overall did pretty well in the theater. But we all know that it wasn't really up to its standards as far as quality movie. But it'll be interesting. I like the fact that honestly George Lucas isn't the brains behind it.
Yes.
I did miss the panel with J.J. Abrams and what's her name from who's in charge of Lucasfilm now, but I'm drawing a blank on her name. But they talked, and I guess it was a pretty cool panel. I did go to a panel where Star Wars Rebels. I don't know if you guys seen the show or not. And as a media, it was really cool. I got accepted to like this media room like interview where it was like me and like a bunch of media guys, and then like the crew cast of Star Wars Rebels, all the voice actors. Like Freddie Prinze Jr. He was there. He's one of the voice guys. And it was cool. So it was a very one-on-one experience. Got to know the guys pretty well, and that was a lot of fun. Actually, that was really cool. If you guys haven't seen Star Wars Rebels, definitely it's a good show. It takes place between, I believe it's between episode 3 and 4. It's kind of between that stage, so not bad.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of exciting Star Wars stuff, man. I watched that trailer about 5 or 6 times, all within the same day. I was pumped.
It's really a
Yeah.
big year for Star Wars. I mean, when was the last time we had such a huge year for Star Wars like this? I mean, it's always popular.
I know we
but-
as like gamers,
wow.
we freak out when people buy amiibos and like flip the shit out of them on eBay. Same thing happens in the Star Wars group. Trust me. Like, okay, Lego was there and they had an exclusive. They only limited it to like I believe like 20 a day. And by the time I got there, like at one of the days I got there at 10:10, and there was already maybe 1,000 people in line for it. And so what Lego did is they gave away tickets to the people, and then you had to get like a drawing to win. So just gonna give it a fair chance. And people are literally like, no shit, like fighting over these tickets. And then you go to eBay and it's this $40 item selling for $250.
Wow.
It
Yeah,
never
it's
fails.
pretty nuts.
Jesus.
There was a Gentle Giant figure I wanted, like, which was exclusive, like C-3PO 12-inch figure from the Droids cartoon show back in the 80s. It's like the 30th anniversary this year, but that was only limited to like 20 pieces a day, and I didn't get a piece, and I was kind of pissed. But it was even it's just. But I could have if I knew I could get in early as a media, and I didn't know that until after the fact. One guy comes up and he's like, "Dude, look what I got!" I'm like, "How'd you get that shit?" He's like, "Well, I was media. I got in like a half hour early before everyone else." I'm like, "Shit."
Yeah, no doubt.
Because that's selling for it. Usually it retails for $100. It's going for like $300 now.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
So
I was thinking about Star Wars fandom. I mean, it's always in style, so people are always going to charge up the ass for it. I mean,
yeah.
it doesn't surprise me that even the program from the Star Wars celebration is going for a lot on eBay.
Yeah. Even like this retail store was like a good hour to get in and an hour to check out.
What? An
It was
hour
already-
to get in?
Yeah. Yeah. It was already picked over by the time I got in there because all these exclusives.
That
Yeah.
really sucks, because like, I mean, we all kind of experience this at PAX. We go to PAX, and it's like, if you want to see this stuff, you have to wait in line. I mean, it's understandable. It's an event. They're bringing the stuff out. But do you really want to spend 3 or 4 or 5 hours, half of
No.
your day in a line?
No.
Like, I'm at a point
That's why I stopped
where,
going to PAX. Honestly.
I don't.
I'm just tired of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, who wants to do that to see or play 5 or 10 minutes of the game when it's going to come out in
I
6
think my
months or
breaking
whatever,
point
you
is
know?
when I waited in line for about 2.5, maybe even 3 hours to play DuckTales Remastered for like 7 minutes. Get a poster that is probably crinkled up in a tube somewhere.
Probably in
and
my
then not even
basement,
buy the
right?
game when it came out on day one. I'm just like, never.
The thing about PAX though is a lot of the shows though, like they're long demos. I give them credit for that, but they're almost too long. You know, like I played Evolve, like the last PAX I went to, and it was like a 10, 15-minute demo. But because of that, you could only sit like 8 or 10 people at a time, and so like the line was just super slow. You know, yeah. But anyway, it was basically take Star PAX, brand it Star Wars. That's pretty much what it is. But the cosplay was amazing. I'll tell you, Star Wars people know how to fucking cosplay. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, let's not fuck around, John. Tell me how many
Countless
slave
slave
Leias you saw.
Leias. Countless slave. I saw a dude
Let's
dressed
get
up
to
like
the-
slave
let's get to
Leia.
the
That was
good stuff.
interesting.
Hot.
Hot.
Whoa.
Turned me on for sure. But they had a big Jabba the Hutt, like life-size Jabba the Hutt deal, and it was super cool looking. And at one point, there was like 20 or so slave Leias just sitting out in front. And I took a picture. I put it on my Instagram. I'm like, dude, this is like a dream come true. Like, you know, like I died and gone to heaven. Like 20 slave Leias. Are you kidding me? Throwing Jabba the Hutt? Are you serious, dude? Well, dude, we'll have some with fun with that for sure. Fun with that for sure.
So before we get too deep into the episode, do you
Yeah.
think we should address something?
Yes, let's talk about it.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
All right. Well, that was a good talk, guys.
So okay, so
Cool,
no,
cool.
yeah,
Crickets,
so-
crickets.
So for those listeners, you guys know Mel Jesus is leaving the show, you know, and we've talked about with the four of us, like what should the direction of All Gen Gamers be? We first off, we love the show. We've invested 5 years into the show. We've all been really good friends. We were all good friends before, but I think we've become closer friends through the show, and we've made a lot of friends through the
Definitely.
show as well. So we're not. First off, let me just throw it out. We're not stopping the show. We're not ending the show, but we've decided to take kind of a hiatus for the show to kind of just recoup, focus on things we need to focus on in life. I know Pete, you got school. Jason and I, we have work, and we're focused on the Game On Expo coming up. You know, Ben, you've got your stuff going on too. Your other podcast, your
Ben
work.
has sexiness that he needs to.
He's got
to
the
hone in on.
sexiness. So
Yeah.
Exactly.
Sexiness,
I should probably address this because I joined All Gen Gamers, but then I discovered alcohol and cocaine. I can't juggle both priorities at once.
That's tough.
Right. So-
That's tough, man.
so we're not ending the show. We don't know when we'll be back. I'll be honest with you.
Unspecified.
Unspecified. You know, our goal is to come back and really rebrand it. And, you know, I think we need to really step back and think about, you know, what makes this so special. And I think when you do the show for so long, you kind of get stuck in a rut and you get stuck to doing the same O, and it gets stale after a while, you know? And so we just want to refresh it and make it better. And I think in order to do that, I think we just need to step back and just kind of hit the reset button.
You know, and that's really exactly what we did. You know, MJR, you mentioned that you're leaving and you're gonna focus on your things there, and we all sat back and we said, okay, you know, what exactly do we want to do here? And ultimately, guys, what we want to do is create an awesome show for you guys. What we've been doing for the last 5 years. Has the last 6 months or so been kind of rough? Yeah, we're all busy. We got life things going on, and even through that, we all have still tried our best to, you know, get together. And sometimes it's just 2 of us or 3 of us. You guys know that. You listen to it. And sometimes we do pretty good, and sometimes it's okay. But at least we're still trying. But ultimately, we want to commit. We want to have that All Gen Gamers flair, and we just don't want to half-ass anything. Not saying that we have in the past, but we want to bring the best show that we can to you guys. And right now, it's really busy for all of us. And since we cannot commit to that, I mean, really, like, this is totally a simple thing. We looked at all this and we said, let's just take a step back. And there's nothing wrong with being honest about what we're doing. And let's rebrand it down the road and come back and maybe do some new fun things.
You know what this
I mean?
reminds me of? The new Star Wars movie. Remember how that went away for a while and it comes
Yeah.
back and it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a killer trailer and gonna make you give goosebumps.
That's right.
Yeah, and to assure listeners of one thing also, I mean, I'm the new guy on the block, obviously, and I have a vested interest in seeing this podcast grow and thrive. But as the other guys have mentioned, I mean, we're kind of in a position where everyone's really busy, and we'd rather have all killer and no filler. And it's going to come to the point where, we don't want to put out episodes and just call it in. We want to actually make it something special. So when we do come back, obviously we're going to have some new ideas, some fresh changes, and it's going to be something people are really going to like. So for people in the chat, I know I'm looking at the chat kind of going up and down, going, "Oh no, it's the end." It's not the end. Let me assure you that.
No, it's not you, it's me.
Exactly. Yeah, the old line. It's not you, it's me. No, if it's anyone, it's me.
Yeah.
But that being said, yeah.
Adam Pugh in chat is like, when we do the trailer, I could come in at the end and be like, or someone comes in and they're like, "Pete, we're home," and then the credits roll.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
I guess be the big Chewbacca going. "Arr!"
Jason and I were hanging out last week, and we were driving and talking, and All Gen Gamers came up, and we both talked about this, right, Jason? Like, we're like, dude, we loved All Gen Gamers, and we'd be really sad, remiss to like see the show end, and we've got a lot invested into it, just time, not only time wise, but just emotionally, and we built a great community on here, and that's certainly the last thing I think we want is for this to end. It's not a finish. We're not saying it's over. We just want to take a break. I mean, it's not fair to you guys as listeners to give a half-ass episode, throwing something together last minute. We want to make something special here, and I think in order to do that, we need the time.
Yeah, and if you want to hear something truly half-assed, listen to Rad Rascals. we revel in that, trust me. Sorry, shameless plug. I'll be quiet now.
No, you're good. Good show. So
we love you too, Phantom Jest. We love you too.
Yeah.
And nobody else.
Yeah, sorry, everyone else in the chat, you're chopped liver. Sorry.
Just stuff.
So
we need a Rickroll now, don't we? Like, never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down. Never gonna. What?
Now, people that haven't listened to the show for a long time are probably like, "What the fuck am I listening to?"
The mortal motherfucking.
You know what I want to listen? I want to listen to a couple things today's episode. If you have it, Jason, I'd love to listen to the whale song, and I want to hear the orgy clips.
Okay.
Oh Jesus!
Isn't that like 17 minutes long or something?
They're not that. No, they're like 2 minutes long each. It's actually been quite a while since I've listened to them.
Cool.
Yeah, one is
the longest one I remember was the OKS orgy clip. That one was about 9 minutes long, and that was pure gold. That was his Sergeant Pepper.
Oh, I remember that.
I do have an orgy clip. I have the first one.
Rock it. Let's do it.
Should we do it?
Let's do it.
Oh my god.
Oh, I wonder what this is. Pete. Wow.
It's extremely hard touch.
Oh my god, so hard. Oh yeah, so hard. Yeah, it's tough. It's really hard. Fuck me in the asshole. Can I hop in there?
Yeah.
Jeez. Oh god.
Nice. I like that.
Damn. Oh shit. Slow down a little bit. I think I'm gonna come so fast.
Oh my god. Fire! Fire!
Oh shit.
Pete, holy cow, this is intense.
I just want to.
Oh, yeah. That's beautiful.
That was so good. And a blue, like, right in the center of your head, like, across your forehead and in front of your right eye.
Fuck.
It was still fun for me, though.
I knew you were going to say that.
You could actually play with your mouth. It was really weird.
Blast from the past, so to speak.
Oh my god.
Wow.
There you go. The orgy.
It's been a long time since I've heard Johnny on this podcast.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, so for those who wanted Johnny to come back, there you go.
Yeah, there he is.
Is there
You got your
another
wish.
orgy clip? Do you have another one queued up or no?
No, I just have
Wait,
that
if you
one.
play something through YouTube right now, can we hear it? Because it's on YouTube. Just
yeah.
search like
Yeah, I
All Gen
could.
Gamers Orgy 2. Something. Or All Gen Gamers Orgy. It should come up on
So
the sequel, I think
hard.
it's called.
So hard.
I love that description of like the blue stuff on your eyes and shot across the forehead and shit. What is that?
I know, what the fuck was I talking about?
If I remember correctly, it was some kind of gaming peripheral you were talking about. So it's across your forehead, in front of your right eye.
I would love to know where the things we were talking about came from.
Well, actually, I can shed light on one thing. The whole origin of the "I'll be in line for that shit" part was when you were talking about 3D Star Wars. Remember way back? I think it was in 2009, 2010.
Damn.
Yeah, you were saying you were going to be in line for that shit when 3D Star Wars came out.
Oh wow. Okay, look, I think I got the second one here.
This is what I'm going to do to you guys. I'm going to fuck you all ass to mouth.
No.
I know it's creepy stuff.
I can't wait.
What?
Like that. Yeah, I'll be in line for that shit.
Oh my god, are you serious? It's wild stuff.
I love it.
Wow.
Yeah. So go ahead.
Oh my god, do I want to?
My wife and I will watch.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Jeez. I'm scared. And interested. Okay.
Oh.
What, Daddy,
Oh.
I got it. I'm in.
Oh.
Did you?
Oh.
He's on fire.
I love the fucking.
Hold on.
Oh my god, look at that thing.
Oh wow.
Nice.
I
Pete, please grab it. Yes. God almighty. Do it. Oh my god.
Oh god.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh jeez.
Oh.
Hey you guys.
No.
Wow. Holy shit.
What the fuck?
It's weird.
What did it sound like? What did you hear?
It sounded like a person.
It sounded like aliens were coming.
Yeah.
Naked aliens.
Yeah, naked.
Come on. I enjoyed it. You know, I wasn't scared by it, except for maybe the last minute or two. I like the ending. I thought it was pretty good.
I just cannot believe this guy. He just keeps on going.
That's crazy.
I love how Johnny and I are like the leading roles in this thing.
Yeah, it's so funny.
It's
dude.
amazing.
Gamester, I have to say, you
really
never
is.
take part. You're just a voyeuristic.
I am.
Oh my god.
He's on fire.
Oh my god.
There is another one here. This one actually was one of the last All Gen Gamers orgies that came out. This one was, I think, was circa like 2011.
There was a third one?
There was a third one. It was with that girl from Game Deals. I think her
That's
name was
right. Jen.
What about that?
That one was.
We gotta get another one of those, dude. That'd be.
They take forever. And I remember hearing them well
God.
ahead of time, and I'm thinking, oh my god, how will they respond to this? And it became like one of the best running jokes in the whole of the podcast, I would say.
It would take forever. My wife and I like to watch. Just remember that.
I'm so sad I was never part of one of these. That's
Have you
not
heard
right.
these before, Metal Jesus?
Yes. I when you guys were first put them on the podcast, it was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it's a little tidbit. It's a friend of mine in real life. Actually, I work with him, and I introduced him to the podcast, and that's the first thing he thought to do was recut it and make orgy clips.
Oh man,
Tons of material.
friend for life.
Yeah, you're right. Johnny's the leading role in all these. It's funny.
And Pete, I don't know, Pete, you're the you're kind
I'm
of
like
the
always taking it. Yeah.
That's awesome.
This shit is funny.
Oh, classic. So I sent you the third one. I don't know if you want to play that one.
Oh,
It's in the Skype chat.
uh-oh, we got a laugher. She's loving it.
Bum. Yeah, I love what Pegasus is saying. The orgy ended in a sausage fest.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, don't they all?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of All Gen Gamers. I'm Happy Console Gamer, and I'm joined with Jason, the EMU Review, and we're joined by Pete's Game Room, and we're also joined by Gamester 80. Whoa! Wait a second.
Wait a minute.
Wait a second. What's going on here? No, we do not have John Gamester here, but we have Jen from Game Deals. Welcome, Jen. Awesome to have you on.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and
The
want me to
first
get it.
gaming female. How about that? Yes.
I'm not sure if I can handle that kind of pressure.
Exactly. But what do you guys want to do now? You want to talk about like games we've been playing recently?
I honestly feel a little inspired. I think I would like to try something really crazy. I want to talk.
Well, let's see. Wait, what?
What?
I really do want to, and I want to say, I mean, hardcore.
What the fuck?
No.
Please, it'll be epic.
Oh man, this is good. This is good.
What the fuck? I'm speechless. I really am. But it's gonna be good. So, like, I mean, are you gonna?
I'm so excited. Bow chicka wow now.
You know, I'm just freaking out.
Let's have a party. You know, let's all make videos. Let's do it. I wonder if we could like secure like a banquet room or something in the hotel or some small like conference room or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whatever. You know, even just do it in the parlor suite of the game deals.
Yeah.
This is gonna be pretty sweet. I'm really excited for it.
Oh yeah, I'm dying. You know, so anybody who listens to the show, like, try to come out for this. Like, this is a really big event. It's a lot of fun.
I'm ready to go.
Oh, listen to that enthusiasm. He's very excited about it.
Sweet.
You guys sit on the couch, have a cup of coffee, have a smoke, relax. You know, I'll put on some tunes for you, and you can watch me.
Oh,
hold on a second here. Am I gonna like stick my face in his ass?
Oh my!
Give me a minute here. Hold on.
Oh.
Ooh, rubbing it in there, Pete.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God! What the hell?
Holy shit! It's. Oh.
Fuck!
What the fuck are they doing?
Oh my God! I've never seen anything like this.
This is awesome. Boom, ch boom, ch boom, ch.
That's bizarre.
It was right there in front of me, and I'm like, you know what? Screw it.
Thank you, Pete.
Do you need a hand over there?
Yeah.
Go down.
Nice.
Yeah.
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 Just
gets bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
This is kind
I
of
love
hot.
it. I don't want this to get smaller. Yeah, it's getting absolutely huge.
It's huge. Suck it up.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
It's gonna come out eventually.
Top of my head.
Yeah, somewhere right in that range.
Oh my God. Oh yeah.
Oh God of War. Oh.
Oh, Jen,
spread it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, there we go. Nice. Guys, you got to see it.
Somebody
Come
found
find
a
out.
secret.
Holy crap! This is the godsend of gaming.
I don't know why we didn't see that.
Push. Yeah.
Nice.
Harder.
Oh.
Yes. Harder.
Oh my God, harder?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
Sorry, cut in real quick.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Oh my God.
Oh, fuck.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Wait, so Jason, you sucked me in?
Oh shit. Oh, holy crap.
Yes.
Pete, what?
Yeah.
Pete, what?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, it's finally coming.
Yes.
There it is, guys. Come on, that's it. Ready. Aim. Fire.
Oh shit.
Oh. Woo!
Wow.
Oh shit!
Hello?
That's the best of all three, dude.
Oh my God, that scared the living shit out of me. I did not expect that.
And that was a pretty big release.
Yeah, wow.
And I'm just gonna clean up.
I just finished. Holy shit, this is a taco.
Totally. There's a lot to look at. Guys, you got to see it.
Okay. Yeah, that's it for me.
It looks pretty.
I love it, but it's killing my eyes.
Okay, John, okay.
Yeah, that's bad. Yeah, nasty. But it was the best ham sandwich I've ever had in my life.
I really never had any complaints about it, so.
It looks amazing, I have to say. Like, you can feel the sense of depth. So you look down at this big, huge expanse, and it's unbelievable. It felt okay.
I can't wait to do this again.
I am still a little bit hurt. I got the meat of the experience.
Oh, you just reminded me of something else. At PAX, they had the ACAM, the Classic Arcade Museum.
Amazing.
I have to say the best moment in that was the whole line is, "I'm going to stick my face in his ass." It's like perfectly cut.
Yeah.
Right at the beginning, yeah.
Oh man.
Good memories. Good. Those are like, I think, like 3 or 4 years old. if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, definitely.
Wow.
Do you have the whale song, the Get Your Whale On?
Well,
Didn't even have to think.
got it queued up.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls all around the world, I go by the name of Jason Heine. We got a treat for you today. Yo, he went from Pete to Johnny, but now he's kicking it with Mr. Heine. Well, what can I say? He likes my pool and he likes the sun rays. Yeah, and when he flips up his tail and the birds fly by, they tweet it all day. We were on our way to Quick Trip for a drink run. He asked me a bit about Gamester 81. I said, he's my neighbor, son. He demanded I go get girls and bring them back too. I guess he's got something for them to do. Drop down and get your whale on, girl. Drop down and get your whale on. Drop down and get your whale on, girl. Drop down and get it on. Get it on. Drop down and get your whale on, girl. Drop down and get your whale on, girl. Drop down and get your whale on, girl. Drop down and get it on. Yeah.
Now,
I mean, who doesn't like to get the whale on every
real
once in a
question
while?
here. Like, we know the whale came from the endless ocean, but how did it actually? Like, what made it so funny that like?
I
do
think
any
it
of
was
you
a
remember?
clip. Yeah, I think it was a clip that like you had a whale clip or something, Jason, right? That you played.
Okay, so there was a time where I had my soundboard out, and the night before I queued up a whole bunch of animal sounds just for the hell of it, just to throw them in on the episode, just to fuck with everyone. And I was throwing down goat sounds, and a dog pound was born, and all those different animal sounds. And then we what were you talking about? We were talking about somebody's like.
You're talking about like ex-girlfriends or something, and
it was it was like a girlfriend or somebody was, and I just threw the whale sound in, and I actually had never heard that whale sound before, and it was just so funny, so funny.
Dude, he has it on
kinda
Facebook
stuck.
page. Like someone
Really?
created,
Mhm.
yeah, someone created
Yeah, I
on
know.
All Gen Gamers Facebook page. Whale.
he's even on the Encyclopedia Dramatica page, believe it or not.
He
so
is.
he's hit the big time. When you're on ED, you've hit the big time.
Now,
That's true.
since this was a Star Wars episode, do you have the clip of Star Wars whale? Or is that digging too far back into the archives?
He's
Put him
got
on the spot.
520 likes on Facebook.
We need to. Now, how did that originate? Wasn't I the one that said that sounds like fucking the like? How did you put those two together yourself?
Let me tell you what happened, Pete. The whale was getting to a point to where the whale song came out, had his own Facebook page. He basically he was starstruck, and he got approached by LucasArts. This is before the Disney. And they said, look, we got a part in here for you. We need you to come over here and voice over this part. And he sent me a postcard and a thumb drive with this audio clip on it, and it was like basically like, hey, look where I am, asshole. Like he basically, I worked with him. We did that song. He's pretty cool. We hooked up, and he just did this shit here. He's getting to, he's Hollywood right now.
That is so weird sounding. Like it's a bunch of shit, isn't it?
It's like
fits
what is it? The
perfectly.
Tuscan Raider, just
Yeah.
paired up with the whale. Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
Oh, really? That's
Yep,
it?
exactly.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Since this is a Star Wars episode, the Star Wars disco needs to make a comeback.
Oh, that's right. I love that song.
It works so perfectly. The Star
What
you
song?
don't remember the Star Wars disco?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
classic.
Yeah, that was good.
Oh, yeah. How you doing? yeah.
Doesn't that make you just
Fuck,
want a
that's
freaky
good.
deaky?
Oh, do some lines of coke and put on a leisure suit, go dancing.
I feel like
Where's the
Burt
disco
Reynolds
ball?
in Boogie Nights.
That's all I want.
That is absolute classic.
Yeah, it's epic.
Yeah, lots of great moments over the years. I mean, I've only been a host for a little while, but I've been a listener since day one. And I think whenever people say, like, what's your favorite moments? Because I know some people suggested for this episode, kind of reminisce and talk about your favorites, but there's so many.
There really are. I mean, how can we forget a moment like this?
Oh, shit.
Stop! This is not a DVD. 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 This is a backer card. It's a card. It's a card for collectors. This is a movie card. This is not a DVD. Stop! Read the description. This is not a DVD. Still, after this, people will still be ignorant and buy it. This is not a DVD. Stop! Read what this is. This is a backer card. This is not a DVD. Stop and read. Read the description. Read the description.
Just
Oh my
for
God.
context, this is something that would play when someone would visit this guy's eBay pages. It would autoplay.
Yeah, his auction page. Whenever
Yep.
I used to actually send it to people just to troll them because it would, if they had speakers on or headphones, it would blare very suddenly. So they would. It was like the eBay equivalent of a screamer video.
I think
Was that
we should take a moment of silence for that guy, right? 'Cause
I really think we should too. Unfortunately, I think a few years ago, we all caught wind that he passed away. So that's
He had MS
quite
or something.
tragic.
Yeah, he had some kind of disease, and
Really?
apparently his auctions were donated to research for the disease that he had. So I understand his frustration, especially when dipshit buyers don't read the description. He couldn't have made it any more clear than that.
yeah.
Of course, I'm seeing
I would have
in the
been that
chat-
guy that buys one, and I'm like, this is not a DVD, and leave him a negative.
I always wanted just to buy one and write him, but I just couldn't do it.
In retrospect, you would have felt like a horrible human being. You would have laughed. At
Yeah,
the time, but
totally.
You would have felt horrible afterwards.
I always wonder if he knew that we featured him in the show and used it all the time. He probably didn't.
That's what people in the chat are saying about Konami. Stop.
My favorite moment, one of my favorite moments, is like the Maze of the Balloons. You know, we kept bringing that up. It turns out the programmer actually listened to our to our show, and we had him on as a guest. That was so
Jason
funny.
Keiderling, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Keiderling. Yeah, as we kind of actually talked shit about his game. and then he's like, oh, yeah, by the way, I listen, love the show, this and that. We had him
Now,
on.
we can't forget
Really
our
cool.
epic discussions about the human centipede.
Mm.
The third one's
Oh,
coming out, I
jeez.
think, next month.
Really? Shit.
You didn't hear about that?
I'd
There's
be
a
in line
third
for
one.
it. Hold on. No, I didn't know.
Pete's in line.
Pete's in line for that
For those who don't
centipede.
know, here's the context. Okay, the first movie there were 3 participants in the Human Centipede. The second one, have any of you seen the second one?
No.
Yeah. It's more gruesome. I mean, they try and overdo it, but essentially it's like black and white. And take a guess of what the only color is.
Yeah, we'll let people see it and decide for themselves. But yeah, part 2 had 12 participants. Part 3 has 500.
What?
It takes place
500?
in a prison, and the guy running the prison is the kind of kooky doctor from the first one.
Huh.
I can't make this shit up.
How about a Serbian film?
Dude, I remember that one. Oh my
Oh,
god.
Dude. I couldn't
come
watch
on,
that
Jason.
shit. I just had you guys tell me what happened, and I was like, yeah,
You know,
not into
I
it.
remember I was actually live tweeting when I was watching a Serbian film, and I was just like, "What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck?" Like it just got so bad. But that movie wasn't nearly as bad. There was another one you talked about on this podcast. I forget the name. It was with Willem Dafoe. You remember this one, Pete?
Antichrist?
Which one was it?
Was it Antichrist?
It was Antichrist, yeah. And I just remember there was a scene where she pounds Willem Dafoe's dick with a rock.
Oh god,
Oh,
that
yeah.
that movie fucked me up.
Yeah,
Nah,
that's
my favorite
fucked.
thing to do is every once in a while, my friends don't trust me anymore, but I'm
know
like,
why.
let's watch a movie, and then I make a recommendation. I gotta take some time between these movies, but then I slip in Antichrist. They still bring that shit up to this day. It was
Yeah, Phantom Jest thanks, Phantom Jest. You just reminded me of the scene where they cut a girl's clit off with a pair of scissors.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, it's rare. Okay, whenever someone says you have to watch this movie, it is so shocking, so gruesome. I'm like, meh. I've seen worse.
Oh, that's right. And he comes blood. Oh my god, that's right.
And she knocks, and she puts a hole in his leg and puts like this metal thing that. I hear.
That movie's fucked up.
I know who thinks of this stuff. Oh my god. But it's like torture porn. One movie just takes it one step further, and then the next one tries to take another step further. I don't know.
Who thinks of this shit though? I mean, it's like fake. I understand that, but the disturbed individual minds.
Yeah, they call up Pete Dorr, and Pete writes a script.
So somewhere in Asia, there's some people going, "We got to write a movie for this Pete Dorr."
Hey, I just love watching all the crazy movies. I try and watch them all. The crazy is better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, hey, if you got a stomach for it, then there's plenty of stuff out there.
Wait, did I ever bring up Irreversible?
Oh, for fuck's sakes! I remember that movie. Let's just say it's one of those movies that
you don't want to watch with your family.
You don't want to watch with your family because it has a 9-minute rape scene. But in the beginning, there's a scene where someone's head gets caved in with a fire extinguisher, and
I tried watching that. That was. Oh my god, that's right.
Because typically when you see like a gore shot in a film, it cuts away just because of the special effects. In this one, they actually pound someone's head in with a fire extinguisher, and they keep shooting it as he's pounding further. I've never seen anything like that in a movie.
Isn't that the same movie where it starts in like a gay sex club or something too?
Yeah, but the camera's like it's really I felt drunk.
Disorientating. Yeah, I've never felt that way.
What movie is this?
It's called Irreversible.
Sounds like it'd be irreversible watching it. Like, you just can't get out of your mind.
Yeah, really.
You need therapy after watching it. I remember watching it with a friend, and we grew up with horror films, so we're not really rattled easily. But we saw that, we were just like, holy crap. Mm-hmm. I mean, some things you just can't unsee.
Yeah.
So not a movie you want to pull out after Thanksgiving dinner with the family. I'll say.
Actually, you know what has become a tradition is for Thanksgiving dinner, I like to put on Dead Alive.
Is that the Peter Jackson movie?
Yeah.
like kicking ass for the Lord and all that stuff?
Yep.
Oh, I love that
is
movie.
a classic.
What is that?
It's a classic.
Yeah.
Really?
It's a very gory and over-the-top early Peter Jackson horror film.
But it's very much like the Evil Dead movies, that kind of horror. Where
cheesy.
And it's so over the top that it's very quotable. It's actually a pretty good movie.
Yeah, the I kick ass for the Lord's like the classic line from it, but the movie is so gory, and up until maybe my late teens, we only had a really badly edited version available in Canada. It had like 20 minutes of gore cut out. So when I finally saw the full one, I was like, holy crap. Like, it was just wall-to-wall blood. But yeah, for those who only knew of Peter Jackson from Lord of the Rings, he made a bunch of very low-budget, kind of like very comedy horror films. Like Meet the Feebles was another one that he did really well.
Oh, I know.
Oh, yeah, that was a funny movie.
Yeah, Bad Taste was another one, and a really underrated one called The Frighteners with Michael J. Fox.
Oh yeah.
Did he do that, or did Robert Zemeckis? Am I confusing something here?
That was Peter Jackson. He did a bunch of movies before Lord of the Rings, but I remember The Frighteners because that was like a kind of a supernatural comedy.
Yeah, and didn't that have Michael J. Fox, right? Mm-hmm. Am I thinking of the same movie?
You are thinking of the same movie. Yeah.
Okay.
It had R. Lee Ermey as the drill instructor Ghost, which is classic.
Speaking of Lord of the Rings, we had some good conversations. I love the stream that Jason did, though, finally, watching the first one.
Yeah, I streamed that shit live with John. Remember, you came over. I
watched it just for the snack.
I put a fucking webcam up.
But you didn't realize we were watching along with you, Jason, because the reflection of the movie was in like the picture frame in your webcam.
That's right.
Yeah, I had no idea. I had no idea. Everyone was also kind of watching it through that reflection. I didn't even know. I'm like, I can't broadcast Lord of the Rings. They'll fucking shut me down like the snap of the fingers, you know? But what you guys really didn't know is that John and I, we did watch that movie there that night, but it was a different movie.
Uh-oh.
We didn't watch Lord of the Rings. We watched Lord of the
G-Strings. Oh, I remember that.
What?
So, man, you know?
You're making this shit up.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
remember that one, Lord of the G-Strings?
There was actually another one. I think it was called Tracy Lord of the Rings. And it was
Tracy Lord was pretty hot.
Yeah, it was a softcore porn, and you can imagine what Bilbo's name was, and you can imagine what kind of ring they were going after.
Dildo.
Oh.
Yeah, there we go.
Rings?
What is this movie? I want to see this movie. Hold on.
Tracy Lord of the Rings. I remember someone telling me about it.
Is this older? Because isn't she old? Like, she's an old porn star, isn't she?
Yeah, she was, what, 80s, I think. She was the one who was basically underage. Right? Yeah, but she'd up until that point, she'd done a ton of them. She was also in the first Blade movie, and she was actually pretty awesome in that.
Okay, I'm looking up Tracy Lord of the Rings on Splurt.com, and
what the hell is Splurt.com?
I don't know. I'm worried about malware right now.
I was going to say, am I going to get a virus?
You're going to have to fucking do a system.
He's 46
after
today,
this.
so
have to do defrag.
MILF.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
I got another memory here, Pete. This is one of your favorites, I think.
Yeah, I was looking through the episodes. I just passed by the good old Luke Morse microphone.
That was classic. Even more classic is
No, we don't know. We have no idea.
Actually, we can do
for all motherfucking times.
I'll do the backing. Our viewer level goes down by 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Good times.
So many good memories.
This is not a DVD.
Rock Talk. I like doing Rock Talk.
Yeah. Do you have one? Do you have a new one?
I can always do a Rock Talk.
Let's do it.
Metal Jesus rocks. Metal Jesus rock talks. Metal Jesus rocks. Metal Jesus rocks.
I love that.
Yes, sir.
That was so much fun making that. So I was just going to wing it tonight, but basically, actually, Ben, I think you're going to be able to chime in on this because I rediscovered an album that I hadn't listened to probably in like 10 or 15 years, and that is Sepultura Arise.
That is a good one.
Dude, that is such a good album. I was surfing around on Spotify, and they have the reissued version of Sepultura's Arise. So Sepultura, for those of you that don't know, is a Brazilian thrash metal band that came up around the time in the mid-'90s with Pantera and a bunch of those kind of bands. And they're pretty awesome. The Arise album is pretty straightforward thrash, but they became known for adding Brazilian drumming into their mix. And so as they went along, they really started adding some really interesting kind of South American vibe to their music, and it's freaking awesome. But anyways, Arise is one of my favorites by them. Every single song on here is just one of those songs where you put it on a Saturday night, you're driving down the road, you just want to rock out. It's freaking awesome. There's a couple songs in here like Dead Embryonic Cells, Desperate Cry. Actually, let's just play a little bit here of Desperate Cry. See if we can. I'm just holding my iPhone here.
Just be careful because it might mute our live stream afterwards.
Oh, does it like it recognizes stuff?
Twitch has an auto detect for like muting shit.
Oh, okay. Well,
but, I mean, it won't.
I'm just gonna play a little bit to give people.
Yeah,
an idea.
It won't matter. The podcast.
Anyways, you guys get the point there. I don't want to meet her.
That's cool.
But it's just like heavy, old school thrash, and it's freaking awesome. So, and you know what? And I have to admit that when I tweeted that out, I was like, I don't know if anybody listens to Sepultura anymore, but it warmed my heart to see that Ben actually recognized it. You were like the first person to respond.
Wait, hold on. So the name of the band is Arise?
No, it's Sepultura.
Oh, okay.
And the name of the album is Arise.
Yeah, they were one of the popular thrash metal bands of the 80s. I chimed in on Twitter because Beneath the Remains is one of my absolute favorite metal albums.
Oh,
how do you spell it? Cool. Sepultura. I've never heard of it. How do you spell it?
So it's Sepultura.
Oh, I see.
Sepultura. At least that's how I pronounce it.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, and so this one, Beneath the Remains, Arise, and then someone in the chat mentioned also Roots, or it's Bloody Roots. The one that basically came after this one is the one that they really started mixing in kind of this Brazilian kind of tribal drumming, almost like Slipknot kind of sounding in a way. I hope people don't get offended by that, but where it's just like really complex syncopations of the drums and stuff. So really good stuff. I've been listening to that lately. But I want to know, because I'm always on the lookout for something new, what have you guys been listening to on your iPods? Let's go with, or iPods, probably iPhones and stuff. Ben, what have you been listening to lately?
Listening to a lot of 70s rock, actually. It's kind of funny. The older I get, the further back my music taste goes. I rediscovered a band that I really enjoyed as a kid called Golden Earring. Not sure if you remember them, but they had a couple of really popular songs. One is called Radar Love, and another one is called Twilight Zone. And there is a gaming connection because that was actually used on the Twilight Zone pinball machine. So.
Both really good songs. Actually, Radar Love, I think, is still like a fantastic driving song.
It's one of the best in my opinion, but they have a really good back catalog. I didn't even realize they were Scandinavian or they're Norwegian, Scandinavian. I get them mixed up all the time, but yeah, they're really good. And one band you kind of mentioned, Slipknot. We on the Rad Rascals, someone asked us a question: what is the last album that surprised you? And to be honest with you, I'm not sure. Where do you stand with Slipknot?
You know, it's funny you mentioned that, Ben, because I was listening to your podcast and I heard that talk, and I was like, you know what? I haven't listened to Slipknot since their first album. And I was not really at the time very impressed with Slipknot when that first album came out. I liked that song. I forget what the big hit was on there.
Wait and Bleed?
Yeah, Wait and Bleed, yeah.
Great song. Fantastic. But I really hadn't listened to them in a long time. And so because of your podcast, I went on Spotify. And actually the same day, because I was taking this long road trip, I listened to, on Spotify, their top 10 songs. I was really impressed. I was like, holy shit, like I've been missing out. Like Slipknot has gotten better in my opinion, or at least some of their later albums.
I listened to them in high school. I stopped listening after the third album was. There was the first album, then there was Iowa, and then there was Volume 3 they called it, right?
Yeah, and then the one that came after that was called Oh Hope Is Gone, which is actually my favorite Slipknot album.
I've never listened to that. I stopped listening after the third.
The funny thing is the diehard fans consider that to be one of their weakest because I think it's also one of the most mainstream. But I kind of like you, Metal Jesus. I kind of dismissed them because their music didn't appeal to me. The earlier songs didn't really. I thought they were just like kind of like Gwar, kind of like a cartoony kind of faux metal band. But I listened to Snuff, which is kind of one of their biggest hits, and it's also a power ballad, believe it or not.
What's the name of the song? It's Snuff. Okay, actually that came up on this list, and yeah, it was like really soft and kind of beautiful. I was like, whoa, I had no idea.
It surprised me, and also the music video is one of the only times you see the singer without his mask, at least when he's touring a Slipknot. Corey Taylor also is in a band called Stone Sour, which I also have kind of grown to like as well. But yeah, Slipknot, I've become actually a lot more, I guess, interested in their work because there's a lot more depth to it. Because initially I was just like, what the hell is this? But then I started listening to more of it. I'm like, wow, this is actually really good. The drumming is very tribal. The guitars are very heavy, but that's kind of part and parcel of this music, and it works.
I like that Stone Sour stuff, man. I was listening to
really?
that. That's good.
Check that out.
I haven't listened to them in a while. Actually, a few months ago, I just started listening to a couple of their old songs. I felt nostalgic, but Slipknot was actually the band that got me into heavy metal back in high school times. Like, I heard Wait and Bleed, and I was like, oh my god, I've been missing out on the world of heavy metal, and went from there. I don't really listen to that kind of music anymore, though, honestly, but I still appreciate it.
What
I was
a
big Korn fan, actually.
What I always look for with heavy metal and just heavy music in general is that I do look for melody, and that's one of the things where I was listening to Slipknot this weekend. I was like, oh wow, okay, like yes, they're heavy, but they don't scream the whole time or they don't growl the whole time. It's like there's actual melody in there, and that's really important for me, I think, to have that in there. So I was impressed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it really surprised me, and I think it's one of those examples of if you kind of judge music on its face value, you miss out on a lot of stuff because a lot of bands really have a lot more depth to them than you might think.
That's true.
Yeah. So there's that. Another band I've been listening to, actually, I went to a concert last night, and it's a band that almost no one's heard of outside of Europe. It's a Welsh rock group called the Manic Street Preachers. Have any of you heard of them?
I've heard of them.
Yeah, they're mainly known in the UK, but they came to Toronto last night and I saw them live, and they're celebrating the 20th anniversary of this album called The Holy Bible, which is kind of like, it's a little bit like Pantera meets, I don't know, I'm trying to think of an example would be, but it's like alternative rock from the 90s, but it's very heavy, very political.
Well, you said Pantera, I'm sold.
It's a little bit their latter stuff is a little bit softer, but certainly their early stuff is very visceral, very punk. Their influences are the Clash and the Sex Pistols. So that's kind of where they come from. But I mean, I remember being into them back in the 90s because I used to follow the UK music scene, and they were most notable because their head lyricist disappeared in 95.
Just out of the blue, like gone?
Yeah, he basically he suffered from depression, self-harm, alcoholism. He was hospitalized for a period of time, but he wrote these very dark lyrics. Like if you listen to the Holy Bible, like the songs are called like, of walking abortions and the intense humming of evil and archives of pain. I mean, it sounds very emo when you think about it.
Or like Slayer, like early 80s Slayer songs, South of Heaven, Seasons in the Abyss.
Exactly. This one was certainly more on the nose, though. But yeah, the singer disappeared, and he's never been seen. Not the singer, the lyricist. He disappeared, and he's never been seen since.
That's creepy.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, but pretty much no one has ever heard of them outside of Europe. But I mean, they're a very solid rock band, and they put on a really good live show. So I've been listening to them quite a bit, and outside of that, just mostly, I don't know, 70s and even 60s stuff. Like I've been on a big kind of R&B Motown kick lately.
Yeah.
Cool. So that's what I've been listening to.
Well, Pete, since you chimed in, what have you been listening to lately?
I've just been mostly listening to Spotify when I'm not listening to some whatever gaming soundtracks I got with me. But I have been listening to, for some reason, I don't know why. Like, I've always listened to the Foo Fighters here and there. The songs come on here and there, but I've never sat down and really voluntarily listen to their music. So I've just been on this Foo Fighters kick lately. I love their music. I've just discovered this in the past few months.
One of the best concerts I've ever been to be honest.
Yeah.
They're amazing live. I've seen them twice.
Dude, I saw them
Super
live, and I guess it was probably 2000 or something like that. But I think I mentioned this on the podcast, but at the very end, they kind of ran out of songs. And so they came out and did Purple Rain, but they didn't know the lyrics. And so they just kept strumming the chords, and everyone in the audience was singing the song Purple Rain from Prince. It was fucking amazing.
I'm actually seeing when they're actually going to be on tour in my area again right now. But
you know what you would like? It's funny you mentioned the Foo Fighters, because I wouldn't consider myself a big fan. I like their music, but we recently got HBO Live Go, whatever that thing is with HBO, and on HBO, they have a documentary called Sonic Highways. And basically, it's the Foo Fighters going around the country in different big cities of the United States, writing an original song for that album about that city. And so the style, the lyrics, the melody, everything, and they usually bring on a local artist. Like, for instance, I think they were in Cincinnati or something like that, but they brought on the guitars for Cheap Trick, and they basically created this album based on this Sonic Highways tour and documentary that they did. And it's shot, Pete, you would love this because you're really into sort of really well-made documentaries. It's amazing to watch how they did this. If you're looking for ideas about how to do editing and sort of really cool new ideas for transitions and all that stuff, oh dude, it's amazing. So
Dave Grohl has, there's two other documentaries out there that I think he's either produced or played some sort of producer role in. There's one called Sound City.
Yes.
If you guys have seen that, it's about the studio in LA there, which is an amazing, for a musician, it's extremely
a lot of the
inspiring.
biggest albums that we love from the 70s, from you're talking about 70s bands like Fleetwood Mac, and a ton of these amazing sounding albums were made in this shitty studio in LA with this one particular soundboard that he ended up buying, right?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he bought it and moved it right to his home studio there. It's a really great documentary. I think everyone would really like it. But Pete, check that out too. I think you'd really dig
Actually,
it.
I'm looking now. They'll be coming here in July to Citi Field. I've never seen a concert at a baseball stadium before. I don't know how I feel about that.
It's kind of hit and miss because I saw Bruce Springsteen at Rogers Centre in Toronto, and you lose the intimacy, but you get a lot more people in there. And if it's on a good night and the crowd's all singing along, then it's magical. And the Foo Fighters have a lot of songs you can sing along to, so it's going to be a good show. I would go.
Probably will.
There
cool, that's a good answer. Yeah. How about you, Jason Heine?
I've been listening to a couple of things. First thing, mostly a lot of New Jack Swing type stuff. Janet Jackson, PM Dawn, Soul for Real, Guy, all that stuff, all that late 80s, early 90s stuff. Oh, fuck, Paul Abdul.
2 steps forward, I'll take 2 steps back.
I love that music video with the little cat guy animated.
Oh yeah, it was animated.
Very, very cool. Classic shit.
Classic stuff there. And then this year, folks, marks the 19-year anniversary of one of my favorite records of all time, Evil Empire, Rage Against the Machine. And I've been listening to Rage. I don't give a shit what's going on in my life. I can put Rage on, and life is perfect. Every time.
Their first album, I think, is still like amazing. The energy on that. It's like you listen to that and you're just shocked. It's such a great album.
Another album, another record recorded at Sound City.
Was it?
Right there. Yeah, and you know what's even funny in that documentary? They talked about, he's like, yeah, this crazy young band came in. They brought a whole bunch of people with them. They sat them all down in the main hall, and they just played. We just hit record. It's amazing. So yeah, but I've been listening to a ton of Rage. I can just pretty much go through their entire catalog. I even imported their Live in China CD, which is really cool too. Not the best recording, but it's just cool to hear them live. I love hearing their live performance. I did see them live once in Portland. They came out, of course, with the upside down and backwards American flag on their cabs and all that shit, and they just completely just tore the roof off of that expo center that we were in. And wow, you know those concerts you guys have that you will always remember and like changed your musical life. For me, definitely seeing Rage. And I think that was right after the release of Evil Empire. So they were still touring. They were huge, very, very popular, and an amazing show. And a great record, Evil Empire.
Have you followed Tom Morello since he's left the band?
Yeah, I have. You know, I went through and, you know, I got through some of the Audio Slave stuff. I've done some of that. You know, I don't mind it. I love the musicianship. It's like when you have three musicians who completely glue together perfectly, like everyone knows what everyone else is going to do. It's amazing to hear them play. You know, I think Foo Fighters also falls into that category of musicians. But yeah, you know, Tom did some solo stuff. Really wasn't into that too much. It was quite a departure from anything related to Audio.
It's more folky,
Rage, but
yeah.
He's playing with like Bruce Springsteen or some shit now. It's like
he toured with him. Yeah, they did a duet on The Ghost of Tom Joad, which was electric. Like it was amazing.
Wow, interesting.
That's cool.
So yeah, you can't deny the talent and musicianship of these guys, and I just think they're incredible people, and I love listening to their music. That's pretty much it, really. I mean, a lot of Rage and just a lot of New Jack Swing. I made a new playlist of like 200 songs that I have, so I've been kind of shuffle play, letting it roll. You know how it is on the iPhone there.
All right, Gamesta81, what you been listening to, man?
Well, you know, usually when I'm in car, I have XM radio, so I usually have it like preset to 4 stations. I kind of alternate between. So first channel is channel 36, Alt Nation, which is all the alt rock, current alt rock stuff, alternative rock. A lot of good stuff on there, man. I enjoy. Second one is channel 34, which is like the grunge radio from the 90s rock. So like Silverchair is like one of my favorite bands from the 90s. Love me some Frog Stomp. And even later on, they had some good like little slower stuff. You know, love Silverchair.
Israel's Son from them is one of my favorite songs to play on guitar because it's drop D. It's not too hard to play, but it's just got this heavy groove. And anytime I'm in drop D on my guitar, I just kick into that song because it's so much fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Love me some, what else? I'll rock. Well, you know, Pearl Jam, of course, STP, you know, classic stuff like that. Then the 90s music, Channel 9 is 90s, you know, everything in the 90s. And then 80s, of course, is great. But usually, like, when I'm, like, working out, I'll do, like, Pandora. And I have a Sublime channel I listen to. I love Sublime. I have a Dave Matthews. You know, Dave Matthews...
Yeah, they all got their own channels now,
create your own. Yeah, which is cool. Pretty much. That's what's great about Pandora. So yeah, Dave Matthews is awesome. I even have a Huey Lewis in the news.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, great
classic.
Stuff. Classic. Yeah, classic.
Now we're getting some 80s.
So favorite Huey Lewis in the News song. What is it?
Oh dang. I think the Hard Rock and Roll.
Hard Rock and Roll is good.
I Want a New Drug.
I Want a New Drug. Good. Yeah, that's a good one. What's the one from Back to the Future? There's two.
Power of Love, and then Back in Time is the other one.
That's a good
one. Gotta go back in time.
Yeah.
And then, but you haven't mentioned another one.
Hip to be Square.
Thank you.
Hip to be Square.
Love that
It's
song.
hard, it's hard to hear that song without picturing Christian Bale putting an axe in someone's head.
That's right. Dude, I love that movie. It's so funny.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Black Mace in the chat says Duran Duran. Yep, absolutely. Duran Duran is good stuff for sure.
Yeah.
So I kind of mixed variety of stuff, and that's channel 2, which is like the current top 40 stuff. But even like the new top 40 stuff is kind of all sounds the same to me now. To be honest with you,
Getting old.
Gamester 81.
it does. It all sounds the same.
Yeah,
It does
don't
sound the
say.
same.
It's
hit that
all
po-
about that bass. About that bass.
Yeah,
About
it's
that
just-
bass.
Back in my day,
Back
we
in
had
the
a
day,
bass
we
drum.
actually play guitars.
Yeah, I do have a sin to confess to though.
What's that?
It's a musical sin, and people will probably disbar me from the podcast after this. But I found
Can I guess it?
Go
Can I
ahead.
guess it, Ben? You'd fuck any.
The
I would,
Spice
but-
Girls.
take your pick. I'd line them up and do them all. But no, this is worse. This is worse than that. I found myself actually liking a Taylor Swift song.
Oh, is it that one? Fuck. What is that song?
Squarespace?
No,
Blank
it's-
Space.
What was it? What is it? What's that called again? I
It's
forget.
called Blank Space.
Blank
I heard
Space.
it. My girlfriend was playing it in the car, and I catch myself humming along to it. I'm
Well,
I'm
there's that
proud
video
of-
of that
Wait,
Toronto
wait.
cop doing singing along to it too, right? It's funny.
Yeah.
Wait, is that the one where she talks about like James Dean
Oh, no,
look and all
that's
that sort of thing?
Oh, I'm actually about to confess that I know that song as well, but I'll shut up now. I'll shut up.
Okay.
That's funny.
I feel unburdened. Okay.
Dude, we did a whole episode on like guilty pleasure, so I think
Okay.
people know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we can move on.
no shame, dude. Not gonna lie, there's some Taylor Swift
Yeah,
out
no
there
shame.
that
No shame.
I'm down for.
I do have a gaming piece theater. It's been a while.
Do you have the intro for that?
I don't think I ever got an
No.
intro.
Gaming Peace
No,
Theater.
I always
Oh, you already
add
did
it in
edit
post.
post.
Oh.
Okay.
How does it go?
Yeah, mm-hmm. It's just
John-
like
yeah.
ba, 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 and then I just put the little real sound
That's
in
close.
I'll tell you what. I'll give you an intro
Yeah.
here. Welcome to Gaming Peace Theater with the Dean of the University of Perversity, Gamester 81.
Perversity. Nice, love it. So I watched a movie I highly recommend. It's a documentary. I know I've mentioned a couple of documentaries on the show before, but this one just came out, I guess, recently. I saw it on Netflix, so if you guys have Netflix, you can check it out there. I think it's on Xbox as well. It's called Atari Game Over.
Yes.
Have you guys seen it?
Yep.
I have not.
Really well done. Really well
No, I
done.
haven't.
And it's about the unburial of the ET for
Oh,
Atari
no, I haven't seen
2600.
that.
So
Oh, okay,
today's
cool,
episode
cool.
of Game Piece Theater, I want to talk about ET for the Atari 2600 and talk about, for those who don't know, kind of backstory. And a lot of people say this is the worst Atari game of all time, and a lot of people contribute the fact that this game came out, destroyed the gaming industry, the video game crash.
The game
The game sucks. Now, in truth, the game's not great. I'll be honest. But certainly there are worse games for the 2600. There's worse games for the Wii. There's worse games for the NES. I mean, there's definitely worse games out there. This is by all means not the worst game out there. But here's the problem. So it was programmed by Howard Scott Warshaw, which, for those who don't know, he's a very talented programmer for Atari back in the day. He did Yar's Revenge, which is a great game. A lot of us
Excellent
know.
game. Yes.
And interesting about Yar's Revenge, the name Yar's, I believe, was what did it say in the documentary, Jason? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah,
Was
I
it
know he-
name.
Was it like his boss or something? I forget.
Yeah, it's his. Yeah, it's
Or
Ray.
but-
Ray was his boss, and it's
Okay.
his boss's name backwards. Yar's Revenge. That's how he came up with it. It's kind of interesting. So anyway, a classic game for the Atari 2600. Sold very, very well. Sold millions of copies. He did games like Raiders of the Lost Ark and other games. So what the problem was at the time, Atari was owned by Time Warner, I believe, at the time, and they wanted to rush the game to the market by Christmas, and they had pretty much a 5-week window to do so. At the time, it took about 5 to 6 months usually to program a game. So Howard Scott, poor guy, had only 5 weeks, where usually he would have 5 months to program a game.
And not only that, they way overpaid for the movie license.
Way overpaid.
I mean, even
Yeah, out the
compared
ass completely.
I don't think they actually said the exact amount, but because they were unable to like confirm it. But that one dude was like, yeah, it probably was like $20 million or something like that.
Amazing. Yeah, they made so many copies. They felt that because of just branding it, the fact that it was going to be branded ET, that it would sell. Obviously, ET was a great movie, did very well in theaters, and I think that's part of why the video game crash occurred. Was there was really no Atari didn't have control of what games were coming out for the system, so there's a lot of shovelware.
Dude, there was so much crap at the time.
So
I
much
remember
crap.
being a kid. I think I've mentioned this on this podcast, but
Yeah.
saving up my money, mowing lawns to go buy a shitty game, and they were all shitty at that time. I mean, it was not ET. It was just seemed like it was every game. And people need to remember by 83 or 84, whenever this was, the Atari had been out since, 77? And so arcade games looked way better. Like, you go to the arcade, you'd be like, wow, this is what games should look like. And also in television games look better. ColecoVision games look better. Computer, Commodore 64 games look better. Everything looked better than the Atari. So it was really long in the tooth at the time.
There was just no quality control at all. There was nothing in
And,
place.
and the hardware was old. And, they were milking it for everything that... I mean, they continued to milk that even to, 87 or something, or 91? Atari was dumb.
They re-released it in
God, yeah,
'86
yeah.
because I remember for my 6th birthday I got the slim model of the Atari
Yeah,
2600.
right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it looked very sleek at the time, and I mean they had some great games, but there was a ton of shovelware, and even their versions of cross-platform titles like Pac-Man, there was no comparison.
Right.
Yeah, actually, it's funny you mentioned that, Pac-Man, and MJR, about your story there. I have an exact similar story, like saving up my money and allowance and yard work that I do for the family there, and I saved up enough to actually get a game that I wanted. And the thing is you would drive to Sears, or you'd go to you would actually go get it. However, there was a game that just came out that we were not able to get in store, so we had to actually order it from the store. We went to Sears. This is crazy, okay? We ordered the game at Sears, and they just drop shipped it to us, which, at the time, how does that happen, right? Who drop ships that? But anyway, they did, and it was like a huge event. I remember with my family, we were waiting by the front door for this big UPS truck that, you don't ever see, drive up to your house. This had to have been late 80s. And sure enough, I got Pac-Man, and I was
Dude, I remember getting
devastated.
Pac-Man too, and I'm so disappointed.
The term ghosting
Devastated.
is appropriate for this game. I mean, I know there's ghosts in the game, but these ghosts, like, they just jump all over the map, and it's another good example of taking a really popular title in the arcades or something that people are really fond of and pouring over a thing it's going to sell. Now, if you play Miss Pac-Man for the Atari 2600 or
way better.
Junior Pac-Man, amazing games.
Amazing.
Really, and it still blows my mind what some of these games can do in the hardware limitations for the 2600. So there's a lot of great games with the 2600, but back to ET, that was definitely the one I think that broke the camel's back for just the consumer. Initially, it sold very well, it sold millions of copies, and it got to the point where kids were fed up. Now, for those who haven't played ET, I think a lot of us, I'm assuming all 5 of us have played it at some point or seen gameplay, but you control ET, and you're supposed to collect these parts and then kind of build your device to go home. And, there's Reese's Pieces in the game. And the problem with the game, though, is kind of broken because you fall into a pit and you can sometimes lift out and sometimes you can't. So...
And it's like, it's game over, literally.
It's
just
kind of
by-
game over, yeah. And you have these, like, detectives going after you and all that. So, I mean, Howard Scott did a decent job of following the movie as far as, including some of these pieces. It was the first game that had kind of an official authorized Easter egg. We all know about Adventure with the programmer putting his name in there unofficially. Atari actually gave him permission to put it in. So somewhere in the game you can find Howard Scott's name there, which is kind of cool. And there's another Easter egg where you actually can transform into the Yars alien, whatever bug thing, which is kind of cool. So he put a lot of cool little things in there.
And the title screen was pretty good too.
Title screen was
For
good.
the Atari.
For the Atari, yeah. And graphically it wasn't terrible. And what do you expect? It's Atari. But didn't sell very well. Really hurt Atari. They lost millions of dollars. And we all know about them just burying, well, most of them, sure, we know about them burying all these games in Alamogordo, New Mexico, in a land pit, in a pit, a big garbage pit, landfill. So here we are, 30-something odd years later, and this is what the documentary is about, unearthing this landfill. And it's really fascinating because they talk about, like, they have a picture of, and it's almost like, I felt it was like Indiana Jones to a point. Like, Indiana Jones where they have a staff, Raiders of the Lost Ark, they have a staff, and the light hits the star, they're trying to determine the angle. Well, there's like this one picture they have from a newspaper back in the 80s, and there's like a building reference. And based on this reference, they can determine where, like, square area, excuse me, that these games could possibly be buried. And granted, it's like buried, like hundreds of feet underground.
Yeah, and it wasn't really well documented because they just wouldn't. They mentioned that they didn't start really documenting stuff until like years later, and so at that
Right.
time, they kind of knew generally where it might be, but the other thing is they didn't really know what else they were going to find because no one really remembered. Is it only going to be ET? Is it going to be other games? Are they going to be complete? They had no idea. It was a cool documentary.
Yeah.
I can't imagine them all not being.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, how are they not decomposed?
Well, it's in the desert,
Yeah,
keep in
man.
mind. So I think probably somehow they were. I was skeptical when I first saw it as well. I was like, those look really good for things that have been buried for 30 years.
I mean, 30 years though.
But did you
Fuck.
see how much they were trying to sell ET on eBay for after the landfill thing kind of broke?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, man.
It's funny.
Which used to be like a
Ridiculous.
$5 game. I mean,
No, a
I
dollar
hope-
game. A dollar.
Is
Oh,
it
if
back
that,
down
yeah,
to that,
if
or
that.
is it still stupid prices?
Well, I'm looking on here. Someone's trying to sell a card only for $20.
See,
What? Buy it
no,
now?
because you can still find that in retro stores here in Seattle for at least under $5. I guarantee you.
Yeah.
But there was
Box complete. That's bullshit.
But the most ridiculous one I saw was when someone was saying it's a version of ET from what's the name of the city where the landfill was again?
Alamogordo?
Alamogordo. So it was an auction that took place in Alamogordo, and it was a copy of ET. And just because it's from that locale, someone tried to charge $1,000 for it. It wasn't even at the landfill. It was just from a store in Alamogordo.
Yeah. Here's the interesting thing, though. Because the city owns the landfill, they technically own the games. So, like, they actually they put it into, like, storage, and it's owned by the city. All the games that were unbirthed are owned by the city. But it's interesting. It's definitely an interesting documentary. It's very short. It's like a little over an hour.
It's
But
pretty.
I really recommend it. Yeah, Netflix.
Is this on
yeah.
Netflix
Yeah.
or anything?
And what's
Oh, it
cool
is.
about
Okay,
it too is
okay.
that you mentioned the developer. Well, the developer was there, and
Yeah.
for him it was to be some sort of closure because here's this guy who for the I don't know for what 20, 30 years has been blamed for bringing entire industry down, and so for him it was a really important moment to be there, and it's actually kind of emotional. It's actually pretty cool to see.
Yeah.
The other thing I really like too is that Ernest Cline was there, who of
Yeah.
course did
Got him on the
Ready.
podcast.
Yeah, Ready Player One was there. Again, he was super excited and invested to be there, and that was kind of cool to see him in the documentary as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a great story. And also, that's the story that the AVGN movie was based on. So
That's true.
Which I haven't seen yet. Have you guys seen that?
I have.
I have.
I haven't
have,
either.
yeah.
Not yet. I heard it's coming to Steam or.
I mean,
something
it's
soon.
out. You just have to get it through these other. I want to see it on Netflix or something I'm already part of.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did see it. The best advice I can give is go in with the expectation that it's a fan service film.
Yeah.
It's not. I don't know. I'm probably gonna get hate for this, but I didn't like it. But then again, the jokes just. I don't know. It's you try to have a 20-minute web serial stretched out to a 2-hour movie. It doesn't, in my opinion, it didn't work too well. But I mean, again, it's a passion project, so you take it in the spirit it's given.
Yeah, that's cool.
Well, that was my gaming piece theater. So thanks for
Nice.
yeah, that was fun. Yeah.
Awesome, John. Good times.
Pete, what's next? Quick draw? Do we do?
Pete, do you have an eBay thing, Pete?
Yeah. So I've been silent because I've been clippity clopping in here
Clip, clip, clap,
to
clap.
bring back the segment that I don't even think has an official name, but it's everyone's favorite segment where I have you guys guess how much crazy shit sells for on eBay.
Pete's.
This is not a DVD.
You need a theme song. Pete's crazy eBay segment. Yeah.
That works. Or
Yeah.
Pete door, Pete door. Let's talk about eBay.
Pete door.
Pete door.
He's masturbating all the way. There we go.
No, I've been pretty good. I honestly have not been on eBay in a very long time. Let's see.
What?
I've had to do some. I'm looking at all this new stuff that I missed out on. I'm like,
Oh,
shit.
now he's gone.
No, can't. All right, so the first thing we're going to start with is an Earthbound for Super Nintendo promo poster. Now, obviously, I can't send you guys the picture because eBay is a bastard with sending pictures, so it doesn't let me send the pictures to you guys, but I'll describe it. It's 45 inches tall, 32 inches wide, an original Earthbound promo poster. So we'll start with Metal Jesus Rocks, who recently acquired a copy.
I did. Thanks to a very generous fan. So this game has a rabid following, and people are crazy about it. But
This is just the poster, though?
Just
Yeah.
a poster.
Yeah, but that is just the poster means it's probably fucking crazy prices. You know what? I'm going to say $200, Bob. $200.
Jason,
Oh, wow. Oh, I was gonna guess like $650.
But I mean, well, the game sells for $8, right? Or $600 to $800, something like that. Complete.
I'm gonna say $300, Bob.
Okay. And Ben?
$526, Bob.
Okay. So the winner.
Don't get
The
too
winner?
close to me, Ben.
I bet $1 more just to piss you off.
We're going to keep point tallies here. We're going to see who's the winner.
Let's ask the chat too. We see some different ones in the chat.
Okay, so actually
Yeah,
someone in
everyone's throwing
chat was $1 off.
What?
You can't. Yeah, don't.
They're
don't
looking
cheat
that shit
people.
up.
No, I don't think this person was because Phantom Jest is the winner. $1,800.
What the fuck?
Holy fucking
What'd
shit!
you hear in
I'm
the
looking
background?
right at her. She's looking at the chat.
$118 shipping.
Wait, for
Okay,
a
You
poster?
fucking won that.
118 bucks to ship a fucking poster?
Oh, it's
So
laggy.
is this
She hasn't
poster
heard
included in
yet.
the game? I'm confused. Is this the game
No, it's just a promotional poster.
promo poster?
Ah,
Just would be hung up in a store.
Did someone actually pay that, or is that what the list price is?
Yeah, these are all prices someone actually paid.
Oh my god!
Wow.
Who are these people that
Wow,
have this
dude.
disposable income? I got to
Dude.
figure out what they're doing with their lives.
dude, Microsoft employees,
yeah.
or Amazon employees, or programmers, engineers. That's who this is.
Did they pay? Is the question though.
Yeah, Earthbound fans are kind of crazy, so yeah, they probably paid. I mean, Earthbound fans in the past have paid like $1,000 for a wooden ruler with the Earthbound logo on it, so don't put it past them.
For a poster, all you need is one leaky roof incident.
How big is this poster, Pete?
45 by 32.
Okay.
It's pretty big. So moving on to the next item. I thought this was pretty cool because this is something that I actually own. And you guys might remember me posting pictures of this on my Facebook way back when I got it because I was kind of proud. It's the first four figures Sonic the Hedgehog 20th anniversary statue, the US version. Only 100 made. There's a European version which I think had 2, 3. I forget how many. It was a little bit more. So the only difference is the monitor in this one is the US box art. It's basically Sonic standing next to a monitor. It was exclusive, promotional only. You can never buy this from First Four Figures. You can only get it from giveaways and whatnot. And mine is actually signed by Takashi Iizuka because when I went to a Sonic Boom event, I had him sign it. So it's God knows what mine is worth. But anyway, 100 made. This one comes with the box, US version, only 100 made. We'll start with Gamester.
100 made, and this one's not signed, correct?
This one is not signed. I'm pretty sure I'm the only person that has a signed one because when I brought my monitor for him to sign,
this is
You
a
had that
this
cool
is a
story
Sonic
of that, yeah.
statue that's limited 1 to 100, right?
there's only 100 made for this
Okay.
US version.
Okay, I'm going to say $800.
Okay. Jason, Heidi?
Oh, that's a good guess, John. I'm gonna guess like 1,200, Bob.
Broland?
You call me Broland. Let me think here. So 1,200 is the top bid. I'm gonna say 950.
And Metal Jesus.
Dude, is fucking Sonic that collectible too? There's crap loads of that stuff. No, I'm gonna say $400, Bob.
Okay. So nobody in chat was close. The winner is Jason Heine.
Man,
What was it? How much?
Price $1,600.
What?
Whoa.
The
Oh
fuck?
yeah. I know
Keep
that
that in the
shit's
vault.
rare.
Holy shit.
Wow.
Actually, Icy
That-
Polar Penguin was $1 off in chat.
He looked it up. I could hear his horse hooves
He
across the
looked it up,
galaxy.
Clippity clop. Catches the horse.
I wish.
That's nuts,
I wish I had
dude.
that kind of. I wish I had that kind of money. Holy shit.
Seriously, that's just dumb money.
Someone
Now,
was asking-
granted,
Wow.
this is why I don't collect Sonic stuff anymore. I did not. I paid $1,000 for mine.
Wait, Pete, was that made by
Yeah, it was
First
made
Four?
by First Four Figures. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So just, I'll say how much. I paid $1,000 for mine. So
You know, it's
that's
funny.
the most I've ever spent on a Sonic item ever. Just so you know.
Someone's asking, and it hasn't sold, but someone's asking for $600 for my game on eBay right now for the ColecoVision.
How much?
$600.
Wow.
But he's asking. It's on sale because it was almost $1,000. So he's discounting at 40%, guys. So now instead of $1,000, it's $600.
Wow.
Yeah. So
You're an industry gamester.
scoop up my game.
Wow.
Hey, someone saw my shirt. Never
Hey,
worn.
Did you see someone actually autographed a Happy Console Gamer autographed photo on eBay? Sold for $89.
Wait. Did Johnny sign it, or I don't understand what happened?
It was a signed photo, and it was someone put it up on eBay. I think it was like $75 to $80 it went for in the end.
Wow.
For an autographed picture.
Write Johnny a message and be like, "I'm your #1 fan."
Oh no, he tweeted it. He tweeted it. I saw it for that. But yeah, $600 for your game. Wow.
Yeah.
It's a steal. Get on that.
Yep.
Get on it, guys. I am doing just so we're on the top. I am doing another run of the game for those who don't want to pay $600 for it. Just by the way, but
so put those things up on eBay now.
Yeah,
your money's worth.
It's gonna be cool. I'm actually tying it in with Game On Expo, so it's gonna have a different cover box. It's gonna have a different title screen. So when you turn on the title screen, it says Game On Expo, and then it's gonna have a different game label. In fact, I'm having difficulty, to be honest with you, picking the game label I want because there's like 7 choices that I have. So if you guys go on to Facebook, go to Game On Expo, and you'll see a post there. Please help me vote. Help me pick which label to pick because I'm struggling, Bob. I'm struggling.
Go with the one with the bearskin rug photo.
Bearskin rug, yeah. Well, there's one with me with the dog pound, and
slaying out at the park.
Absolutely.
This next item is one more Sonic item that I also own. So this is not a 20th anniversary, but a 10th anniversary. So keep in mind this came out right around when Sonic Adventure was big. 10th anniversary Crystal Cube for Sonic. So you know those like glass cubes, and then like the little laser etches like an image into the cube.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about?
I think I saw that in one of your videos. You have one, right?
Yeah. So this is has like the Sonic Adventure era Sonic etched into the middle. You know when you go to the malls and like people get them with like their dog or some shit like etched into a crystal cube. Anyway, this is for Sonic. I actually owned 2 of these at one point and sold one on eBay. It makes me very depressed for how much I got for my second one, but mine is signed as well. The box. This one is not signed, and we'll start with Ben.
Well, I underestimated all the other ones, so I'm going to say $2,000.
Okay, Metal Jesus.
I'm no good at this. I don't know. 1,400.
Okay, Jason Haney.
525, Bob.
I'm gonna say 1,100.
Okay, so the winner is Metal Jesus. 1,500.
Wow.
Huh.
Wow.
Jeez.
Shit, it's crazy.
I think the second one that I sold years ago, just to put this into perspective, when I had my second one, I think I put it up on eBay for 300, and I think I took an offer for 200. So times have changed.
It hurts.
All right, so next
Bob.
one
Damn,
is
Bob.
Little Samson on the NES, sealed but graded as a 75.
So not perfect, but it's sealed and graded.
So we'll start with Gamester.
Okay, having it graded is going to make the cost go up threefold. First off, so it's 75. So remind me, what is it again? What?
Little Samson sealed.
Little
on
Samson.
the NES.
Okay. Well,
Sealed,
is it complete?
wow.
Complete or just it's complete?
Sealed.
Box? Sealed.
Obviously,
Oh, sealed.
sealed.
Shit.
That's pretty rare,
Sealed.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Graded
sealed one
75.
is. Yeah.
Man, I'm going to say like $4,000.
Okay, we'll go with Jason.
Yeah, I mean that's up there. That's one of the rarest NES games.
Said
Johnny
$4,000,
said 5.
$4,000, yeah.
$4,000. Yeah, I'm thinking like probably 6,500.
Okay, Metal
somewhere there.
Jesus.
I'm going with $5,000, Bob.
Okay, and Ben.
Bob.
Bob. Bobby da Bob.
Ben.
Oh, sorry. Noise. I'm gonna guess 3,000.
Okay, the winner is Ben, because you all went over except for Ben. It actually was cheaper than I thought it would be. It was $3,151 and
Wow,
1 cent.
sold for that, huh? Wow.
Wow.
Yes, bidding. I thought it would have been a little bit more, considering that the cart goes for insane amounts, you know. But
Yeah.
I would just, if I paid that much for a game, I'd be so paranoid about something happening to it.
okay, so next is a sealed copy of Duck Hunt Black Box on the NES. Let's start with Jason Heine.
Sealed
That's
copy
pretty
of
hard.
Duck
Not
Hunt.
graded.
Because that was a packing game. This is like the one that they actually sold. right?
Yes.
You said sealed? 350, Bob.
Middle Jesus.
I'm gonna go 500.
Ben?
Well, since it's a box duck hunt, I've never even seen one of those. I'm going to say 1,000.
Gamester.
I'm gonna say 1,001. Bob.
Oh shit! What a sneaky
Cocksucker.
bitch.
So Gamester steals it from Ben. $1,276.
Jeez.
Wow.
Was that PAL
Damn.
or was that actually come out? Did that come out in the States?
Really
Let's
surprising.
see. Yeah.
That really
this
is
is
surprising.
yours.
Do you think people are going for sealed NES collections?
Oh, fuck. You'd be broke.
Dude, it'd be brutal.
I think Super
Forget
Nintendo,
it,
I think, is
yeah.
even more brutal than that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, totally. And last but not least, we have... Now, this is really... Okay, so this one might be tough because I'm going to have to... So this is a Model 1 Genesis, but it's not one that was packed in with Sonic the Hedgehog. It's the original Model 1 Sega Genesis US edition. The core system is on the front instead of like the Sonic logo for the pack-in. So it's minty, brand new in the box, but it was open for photos, so it's not like completely untouched, but everything inside is like mint. So Model 1 Sega Genesis US edition, non-Sonic pack-in. What do you think it starts at, Gamester? Or ended at?
Not complete. Oh, like
No, it's complete. It's like complete minty. It's basically as if you had bought it brand new, but the person just opened it to take photos.
Okay,
So you're buying it for the box, right?
No,
Sega
everything
Genesis core?
inside is like sealed and brand new, but the box itself has been opened.
But
Sega
that's the
Genesis
only
core?
difference, right? Is the fact that it didn't have the pack in and it's just a different box.
Right.
Okay, what I would pay for it, I'll tell you what I would pay for it, probably like $100. But people going crazy and probably would pay.
Yeah.
I just love it on a box.
Man, I'd probably say like $500 would be asinine to me. Anything more than that would be crazy.
Ben,
I'm going to say 200.
Metal Jesus.
Well, yeah, I'm with Gamester. I wouldn't pay much for this because I mean, it's not worth that much to me. But who knows? I'm gonna say 300.
Jason.
Ugh. What's the highest bid? 500? Is that what you said?
No, I
Ben?
said 200.
I'm 300.
200.
Game says 5.
Well, I better do 400 just to make it even Steven. But I think that's bullshit.
Keep in mind, we're talking about what people pay, not what we would pay.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is a distinction in order here.
You know, I'd throw a $50 bill at him.
Okay. So Gamester was the highest, right? So Gamester won. So this thing was not 500, not 800,
I almost
Not
did 501
$1,500.
just to, you know.
What?
not
the-
2,000,
Damn it.
No.
Get
yeah.
the
Those
fuck
are front door.
2,500,
out of here.
not 3,000.
What?
Are you serious?
But what the fuck?
$3,266.
Stop! This is not.
What is it?
I'll send you the link right now. Hold on.
I gotta see this link.
Wait,
This
no,
is
what
a-
was it? Sorry.
$3,266.
So it's obviously very rare.
$6.70 shipping.
Who are these people?
So it's uncommon, first of all, right?
Well, I guess it's uncommon to find one in this good a condition.
Wow.
Like it's
even
like
that.
new. It even has the original price tag on it still. So
It's good condition, but shit.
Jesus.
Does it come with $3,000? I'm trying to figure this out. Okay, I mean it's good condition.
Oh, it says the core system. Okay, that's
So
different.
it's not the one that came with the Sonic game packed in. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's collectible, but fuck, for $3,000?
Starting
Jesus.
bid was $600.
Man, that box is beautiful though, isn't it? It's like perfect.
you better hope that the fucking UPS is gentle with that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, no
doubt.
shit. I'm sure that.
You
Dude,
s-
okay, I
you s-
love this. Shipping $37?
No, shipping for me is $670.
But wouldn't you think it would be free? I mean, for that fucking,
For that much money, yeah.
You're motherfucking getting selfish here. Come on, you're selling this shit for $3,300.
It's being sent in a minty box that's minty box.
But see, it's Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. That's why it's $37 for me shipping.
Got biblical
But-
on this. Holy shit.
Come on, really? It better be free. And for
Okay,
$3,300, you better throw some hose with that too. I gotta say.
Okay, let me tell you
throw
something.
them
Living in Canada, we always get fucked on shipping with eBay. So trust me, for me that would probably be like $100 shipping.
Click on the link. See what it says.
Hey,
Let's see.
On Skype.
On Skype.
Yeah, I think someone in chat is right. I think like the first printings of Genesis Model 1s, I think, came with Altered Beast. Do you guys remember exactly?
I think it was Ultra Beast, yeah.
Okay. So maybe this version is like super rare. I'm not really sure. I'm not familiar with Genesis.
It better be like the very first ever made.
Like first off the assembly line.
It better come with a flashlight attachment.
It was actually hand soldered by Sonic
I'm surprised because
himself.
generally Genesis isn't that bad to collect for. Like even today.
Man, the prices on Genesis stuff are through the roof right now.
Really?
Everything, yeah. Genesis is going up. Put it this way, I paid like $80 for Musha Complete in Box a few years ago. The game's going for like $400 now.
Wow. Well, that's kind of ridiculous.
Hey,
I'll just be over here in the corner.
So it's not just
crying,
Super
Bob.
Nintendo, it's Sega stuff now too.
Well, okay, here's a question then. What do you guys think about GameStop kind of going into the retro gaming market? Do you think that's going to help prices or hinder them?
well, it's going to be a fucking joke if you can't determine whether it's going to be complete or not, at the very least, right?
You have to go into the stores. I mean, I'm excited because I don't have retro game stores by me, so this actually gives me a reason to go into GameStops again. So I'm kind of excited, honestly. But I'm really curious how they're going to price their games. Like, what if they get a copy of, something super rare, and how are they going to price it?
And what if they just throw out the box in principle?
No, they definitely won't. They
would for the
Game
Game Boys or the 3DS. They would.
Yeah, but they're going to
DS,
embrace this
Game Boy
retro
Advance?
collector market. Yeah, but that's for modern stuff. The old stuff they
DS?
know is a collector's market, so they're not going to throw out.
I think they're fucking clueless. I bet you they're going to just throw it out.
No. If they're bringing retro games back, they know what's up. They see the price of stuff are going for.
Well, here's the thing. The Game Chasers tweeted this. I don't know if this is the official price list, but apparently they leaked some of the information on what GameStop is going to be charging or what they'll put out there. So apparently, for Bubble Bobble on the NES, they're looking at $17.99. Castlevania $24.99. I mean, it's not
Those are
unreasonable.
prices from like the 90s, dude.
Yeah, but I mean, Final Fantasy $24.99. Ghosts and Goblins $14.99. Mega Man 4 $39.99.
But again, is that complete or is that just the cart only?
Yeah, see, they don't have it complete and they don't have a blue box only.
Because as we know, it's like some of those games, man, are like twice as much with, or maybe not even worth that, depending on how they come.
Can you imagine if they throw out the boxes? People will have a shit fit.
Yeah. There'll be dumps and
people already have
dumpster
There'll be a
dives.
line of people waiting to dive in the dumpsters.
Yeah, no shit.
They have to have a velvet rope outside the GameStop dumpsters. With a,
Like
with
I
a
had that
bouncer.
sealed Pokemon Red that I found at Goodwill, I got for pretty cheap. But imagine if I tried selling that back and they like open it and just take out the game and sell the game.
I don't trust them.
Yeah, it would kill her.
Yeah, not only that, I mean, they have such a huge hurdle to jump with this. I mean, they're going to have to come up with a huge pricing structure for this enormous world of retro. I mean, think about it, you guys. We go to them all the time. Mom and pop places have a business, designed around the retro gaming. There's this scene of what the value is for these games, and then they're going to step in the ring here. And MJR, you said it. Is it cart? Is it cart and manual? Is it cart manual box? Is it complete? Is it minty? Is it la da da da? I mean, this is a whole fucking world that they really.
Here's what scares me.
I don't know if they're going to be able
really
to do
scares me, and everybody should be scared that plans on going to buy games from GameStop. What's to stop all these people that make professional reprints and repros of like NES and Super Nintendo games? And we're talking the crooks, not the ones that brand it, and they color the cart or they put their look, like the crooks that go on eBay and they make printings of these rare games. And it's almost impossible to tell unless you open that up and like know exactly what to look for. What's to stop them from going there, selling these to GameStop and GameStop reselling them?
Actually, you know what? I think you've really hit on it because I think that's exactly what will happen. I mean, they'll be so tempted to do it. I mean, that and so they're going to sell them to you. You could potentially pay a premium for some game there. Yeah, they're just not going to be nearly as good as the mom and pops, man. The mom and pops know what's up. They do it day in and day out. It's not only that most of the mom and pops love this shit. It's not just a product. At least a lot of the stores in my area, they care about this stuff. They know what's going on. They watch the scene.
Right.
So
I mean, they're educated about what's going on. I have a feeling GameStop sees the writing on the wall. They see that gaming is going toward DLC, digital. I think that's just inevitable, honestly, in the future. And I mean, look at what happened to Blockbuster Video. Look what's happening to Radio Shack. Both those companies didn't really evolve. I give GameStop credit for trying to diversify their product line. I mean, shit, if they do this, I heard somewhere that's going to increase their games stock by 5,000 titles, which is great. But they also, have you noticed, GameStop teamed up with Cricket Wireless, and they're going to start selling phones in their store. And they, they're starting to sell tablets. You know, they've done it for a while.
Yeah, they brought an Apple product.
They already do, yeah.
Yeah, so they're starting to do that. So
they're just a fucking pawn shop. I mean, why not just sell tools and guitars in there too while they're at it? Yeah. I mean,
if they can fuck for a buck, they would.
That's a beautiful way to put it.
Yeah. Yeah,
but it's true. I mean, these are all legitimate concerns, and I think the people at GameStop. I mean, no disrespect to them whatsoever, but they're probably not as hip to what makes a legitimate cart, what the value of a retro game would be compared to someone who runs a mom and pop shop. That's their business. At GameStop, it's just one big corporate machine, so they're not going to know.
I mean, how are they going to, like, what if someone brings in something that's super rare that, is not in their price list? Like, let's just say some, like, really rare game. How are they going to get a price?
Just Justin in the chat mentioned, if, like, Pat the NES Punk brings in, like, Nintendo World Championship Gold Card.
$10. $10, Bob.
Yeah, $10.
Put it on the shelf for $800.
And bigger than that, too. Like, they mentioned that they're not going to take in Atari games and stuff like that, which I get. But, if someone brings in Air Raid... Well, that recently sold for $30,000. That's an Atari game.
Honestly, I'm more excited because I think they're going up to PS2. I don't know if that will include Xbox, but probably not. But I think I'm more excited for them bringing back PS2 games, because that was one of the number one reasons I used to go in the GameStop was like when they had the buy two, get one free. Just go in there, you raid the PS2 section, you get the games that you were missing from your collection. Yeah. That's what I'm more excited about.
But okay, but cool. In my GameStops, they have PS2 games, but none of them have original cases and manuals. And so, again, that's my concern, is that do they understand that if they're going to go into that market, that the type of person who walks in the door is going to expect that stuff to be in good condition? We want the original manuals, and we're willing to pay for it. That's my hope, is that they realize that. Including with PS2 games, DS games, Game Boy Advance games, all that stuff.
The only reason your PS2 games might be that way is they probably might have stopped taking trade-ins, so the only ones they have left are just the garbage shit that no one buys. That might be the case.
I like Seth's comment, and Seth leaves a great comment in the chat. He says, "One-stop shop."
Yeah,
that's
really what they're aiming to be.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Well, they branched off into tablets and phones because I think, like in the current generation anyway, we're not seeing the flood of releases that we saw with the previous ones. So of course they have to fill space. So the move to retro really is not surprising. Actually, I don't even know if we're doing it in Canada. I think this might be U.S. only.
Right now, it's only two stores or something.
Two markets. New York, yeah, Birmingham, Alabama, and New York City, which polar opposite cities. So I think that's probably why they're choosing those. But I think this will do well for GameStop. I think it will balance the pricing of some of these insane store game prices that we're seeing. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. I think it'll be interesting.
Well, competition could be the end of eBay prices. So I mean, there is an upside to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Time will tell.
So to wrap this up, I want to mention, because you were talking about prices and old things. Did you guys happen to see a video I recently did with a guy named Emilio, who found a really rare orange see-through Xbox that had Halo branded on it?
That thing was mint.
Yeah.
I read about that. I read that you posted that.
So the reason why I want to bring this up is because we're talking about prices. In that video, I did not mention the price. I'll send it in Skype here. So the story with this is that, obviously I live in Seattle and Microsoft headquarters are here, and during the manufacture of the original Xbox, they looked at doing a bunch of different, and they did a bunch of different cases like this. And orange, the see-through orange was just one of them that they considered doing. And they actually made 3 of them, and they're fully, they work. They're completely built. They have hard drives in them. They turn on. They actually have saves on them. And then they never did anything with it, so they decided to not go into production with it. But one of them went to a Microsoft employee who was either in charge of or part of the Halo group, and so he wanted the actual Halo logo on there. And it's the Halo logo that shows up on the green Xbox. So anyways, long story short, my buddy Emilio is at a garage sale over on the east side and runs into this, doesn't know what it is, buys it for $50. It probably was the guy who actually from Microsoft, because they just laid off a bunch of people. So this is, yeah, because it also came with a bunch of Xbox games. Anyways, Emilio bought it for $50. Didn't know exactly what it was because he's not really up on this sort of stuff. Brought it home, posts in this forum that a lot of people talk about these kind of special Xboxes. Turns out the Microsoft guy who made it responded and said, yes, it's legit. I built that. Here's some photos and all this. Here's this proof. Anyways, what I was kind of curious, I want you guys to guess, what is the offer that he got? 3 offers. Okay, he got 3 offers from big Xbox collectors. What do you think he got offered for this? There's technically one in the world with that Halo logo on it.
Oh my god!
I'll say $10,000.
Yeah, I don't know, 4,000, 10. Yeah, 10,000.
I'll say 10,000.
I can't see the photo that you sent, so I'm
Yeah, I
just gonna
can't
have to
either.
take a complete guess. I'm gonna say
It's a very pretty orange that's see-through.
I'm gonna say 25,000.
Yeah, I was. Damn, that was mine, Pete. Well, I'll just say 30,000.
Wow, that's good. So the lowest one was $15,000.
Whoa.
Yes.
Holy shit!
Dare I ask what the highest was?
He wouldn't tell me. He just did. He decided not to take it. But basically, he had one Xbox collector. So, as you guys know, we have a bunch of big Xbox or game collectors around this area. I guess there's one guy who has 3 rooms dedicated to nothing but Halo. He collects the figures. He collects the posters. His goal in life is to collect everything Xbox. And essentially, he was like, "Tell me the price, and I'll make it happen."
So he could have
my
listed his
God.
price, and that guy would have paid it.
Yes.
$1 million.
I don't think so, but
$1 million.
but it's a pretty crazy find for
Yeah,
sure.
that's a steal for $50. Wow.
I would have a hard time
Yeah.
turning down 15,000. Hell, let alone whatever the highest one he got was.
I don't give a crap about a Halo branded orange Xbox. I'll take 5, 10. Well, yeah, I think I would take like 5,000.
Yeah, crazy, isn't it?
That's an insane story.
Yeah.
Wow. Man,
So he
Yeah,
still
he does.
he still has it.
it's only going to go up in value too. Like that kind of thing is
Yeah.
never going to go down.
Does it have a controller match the color?
No, it never had a controller. Now, there is an orange controller, and I show it in the video, that was primarily released over in Europe. So Europe got this see-through orange controller, and I'm not sure what it was matched to. Or there was an orange Xbox, but it was never completely orange. It had an orange top, but a black bottom to it. And so it was probably part of that. But the orange Xbox that was made is actually a little bit darker color, too. So no controller, unfortunately.
Well, tell your friend that if all else fails, he can still get it for $10 at GameStop. For trade credit.
But I mean, can you
yeah.
imagine this walking into GameStop? They probably wouldn't even take it. They're so, dirty.
I love the
We don't need it.
I love the comment that it was Justin Washburn. He said in the comments, "Fedoras and neckbeard trimmers only at GameStop."
I like the Xbox Mountain Dew version.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty cool looking.
Now there is the other really rare Xbox is the Atari Xbox actually. So they made one Atari original Xbox, and you can actually Google it. It's not a very attractive one, and they just did a one-off. I think it was like a contest for Atari or something like that. But yeah, it's kind of
Well,
interesting.
Steve
So-
Fries, wasn't he, or Fries, whatever, however you pronounce his name, didn't he work for Atari and was like president of Microsoft at the time for Xbox? There was some tie in there.
Oh, was there?
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, so it might have been some sort of giveaway or something like that. But anyways, I just thought I'd tell that little story since we're talking about really rare shit.
It doesn't get much
Wow.
rarer than that. Wow.
Yeah. Can you imagine at a garage sale?
Gamester.
Shit.
I know how to
The
garage
gods,
sale. Like
the
just
gods
coming
smile
across to
upon
it.
these people. Like I've never gotten anywhere remotely that lucky.
I know.
Do you go out to garage sales often?
We don't have many in our area. In fact, most of what
Oh.
we have are community sales, and they're run by churches. Sometimes you do find some good stuff, and a lot of the times people are purging their collections. But the most I've ever found was actually I have it here. It's not exactly rare, but I found it at a thrift shop for like $1. It's the Dungeons and Dragons Anthology, the Master Collection, and it's a PC game. I never buy PC games, physically anyway. And it has all the Baldur's Gate, all the Icewind Dales, and Planescape Torment on one. So it was for I got it for $1, and I looked on eBay. It goes for about $70-$80. So nowhere near as good as that.
Well, the thing about garage sales is that it can be a full-time job. Like this is, my buddy Emilio who found this, he goes out every week. Mm-hmm. And the thing is that, you don't ever find something quite like this. A lot of times it's just crap, or just common stuff. But that's the thing, is that it's all about numbers. You just have to keep going out. Sometimes when people find amazing stuff, it's because, they're just doing it all the time. So.
Well, yeah, there's a YouTube channel I follow. I think they're called Video Game Resellers, and the guy lives in Florida, and he's out every weekend.
Scott. Yeah,
he's awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, but he gets up literally at the crack of dawn every Saturday, goes out, does the whole round, and he runs a booth at a flea market, I think.
Dude, he finds amazing stuff. I want to go to Florida.
Yeah, we get nothing like that in our area. So, I mean, I look at these videos and I'm like, wow, like the gods have smiled upon these people. And sometimes they come up with some amazing, finds that you wouldn't even think of.
Yeah.
Well, should we get into some questions from the forum?
Let's do it.
Or from the chat?
Let's do some questions, yes.
Yeah.
Hit us. Hit us.
Oh, God. You've opened the floodgates.
Exactly.
Well, not quite yet, because it's delayed on our end.
It's like a whale's quick draw.
And some cheeky fucker in the chat said it's pronounced a boot, Ben, not about.
A boot?
Not all Canadians talk like that.
Do you guys have boot sales?
We do. And we're very proud of them. No, my tagline is, we'll talk about a boot, as in a boot up your ass.
Ah.
Don't piss off a Canadian. Okay, so we got some questions coming in here.
What are some good compilation discs from Mr. Drunk Reviews?
Sonic Gems collection.
Mega Man has a great one.
Yeah.
The Mega Man, what is it? Forget the official name, but it's got that collection on it. It's got
the
all
Neo
of them
Geo
on there.
collection on the PlayStation 2 is pretty awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And way cheaper than the
Metal Slug.
cards.
How about the Metal Slug one, too?
That's a good one.
Yeah, Metal Slug Anthology. Yeah, excellent.
I'd say all the HD collections for the PS3, like the Sly collection is one of my absolute favorites.
Yep.
Eco Shadow the Colossus collection.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Really,
actually,
so
by
many
the
of them,
best deal, the Journey Flower collection. Can't go wrong.
See, with Journey, they should have used Journey for the soundtrack for that game. That just would have been so epic.
Don't stop believing.
Believe.
Hold on to that feeling.
I'm
You're
holding
welcome. Yeah.
Stop!
It hurts.
Stop!
Okay.
That's a good question
It
from
hurts.
Bazooka Joey. He wants to know where we see strategy guides going. I honestly think they're going to the wayside. I really don't. I don't buy them anymore, really, unless it's for like an RPG special edition. Do you guys buy strategy guides anymore? Like, who in their right mind is spending $20, $30 on these things still? Unless it's for like an Elder Scrolls game or something.
Yeah, I bought one for Skyrim
Yeah,
and one for Dark Souls too, and they're invaluable.
I mean, for like Pokemon, like certain games, they are very, very good. But like, say like a new Avengers video game comes out, like unless it's for like a kid, just certain guides just don't make sense anymore.
I like them, but you're right. They're kind of a pain to store.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And who would spend $20-$30 on it? It's like, wow, it's crazy. I go out with Steph. We go thrifting. We find them for
Right.
$2-3, like crazy. If you watch those,
They
videos
quickly
that
end
we
up in
do.
the discount bin. Yeah.
And not when people are going online now
Or
just to get
YouTube, or
walkthroughs or YouTube. So yeah, I think collecting is going to go up with them, but I also think that creating new ones and stuff, that's not going to happen for much longer, if at all, really. I mean, have you guys been to Toys R Us recently? It's basically like Call of Duty, Battlefield, and then a couple other games in there, Assassin's Creed, and what else is there? That's about
It's
it
an Amiibo fest.
that they have.
I have a fan here. I'm going to answer really quick. Nick W. Leash. I get this question a lot. It's like, am I going to do more I Hate You episodes in the future? Which you guys have been on an I Hate You episode, although Sexy Ben hasn't yet.
Yeah, we're saving that for a very special occasion.
Ah, a very sexy one. Yes, I am working on them. Actually, this last weekend, I recorded not necessarily a normal I Hate You episode, but I basically had Brittany, Kinsey, the Big JB, Josh, over a bunch of people, and we played Drinking Quest, and we filmed that with 4 cameras, and it was hilarious. So
I was following that on Twitter, actually.
Oh my god, we got so shit-faced. It was awesome. So that video will be coming soon.
That was pretty epic.
So people want to know if we remember KB Toys. Was that like US wide, or because I used to go to KB Toys for my games.
Oh, yeah.
That's where I got all my Star Wars figures from for the most.
That's where I got my Genesis back in the day. And I remember.
Yeah, I picked up a lot of Super Nintendo games there.
I think I remember their setup where they had like their video games were behind the counter. A lot of them were anyway.
Yep.
Like they had a lot of the Game Boy and stuff. Yeah. Yeah, give them a slip.
Yeah, you took a slip up.
Yeah,
my Toys R Us was that way. Yeah.
And that's when they used to use those the plastic cases where like they'd keep, from what I remember, like they'd keep them locked up in like plastic containers and shit behind the counter. I don't know. It's sort of like a faint memory for me.
Like it was treasure.
Mm-hmm. It was awesome because then I was like a little kid looking up at this big like cabinet, and you look inside behind the glass, and you just see just fucking stacks of games in box sealed in there. And my God, if I could go back.
Amazing.
Yeah, we didn't have anything remotely that cool in Canada.
Yeah.
So from Pegasus 187, he says, "Who would win in a death battle? Gamester, Metal Jesus, Pete, EMU, or Ben?"
Death battle of what?
That's a good question.
Drinking.
I don't know, go back.
It'd be a 5-way tie.
Go back and listen to the orgy clips. That'll be your answer.
There you go. Well, we know Pete takes it
all the time.
Now, if it was drinking, I think I could put you all under the table.
I don't know about that, Ben.
Are we talking about beer or shots? Because beer I can drink. It's weird. I can drink as much beer as I want on Buzz, and like, give me 4 shots and I'll be tipsy turvy.
I know we need to do this for science. We need to figure this out.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I'll just be there filming it.
You're a cheap drunk, Jason.
That's right. You know
You're the dream date, in other words.
Riven wants to know if we all broadcast on Twitch. I have a channel. I haven't done any live broadcasting in a long time. I know Jason Metal Jesus or Jason Pete. I know you guys do frequently.
Yeah, we do. I haven't for the last probably month or two, but yeah, I got a channel, the Emulator Review. It's there on Twitch, for sure.
Some obscure puzzle games, Mr. Drunk Reviews. Okay, so one good puzzle game I like it's a classic Game Boy game called Boxel. You guys ever played Boxel?
No, I haven't.
So it's a great, really fun, challenging game. So the object is you are this guy who there's like these boxes, and you have to move one box, a top-down viewpoint, and you have to move your boxes to like a certain part of the puzzle, to the the room. So it's kind of a lot of strategy, a lot of trying to figure out how to move these boxes, because it gets to the point where it's like 5 or 6 boxes, and if you push it too far, then you're fucked. You can't pull the boxes back.
You know what this game's called? It's called Lara Croft Tomb Raider. Yeah.
That's a fun one, though. Check out Boxel. It's good times.
Probably my favorite puzzler that is sort of like a puzzle shooter hybrid is Every Extend Extra on the PSP. It's sort of like think like Rez meets like a third, like a shoot 'em up puzzle game, like Fanavision, and like it's so unique and different. And then there was a sequel on the Xbox 360, Xbox Live Arcade called Every Extend Extra Extreme, but it's not as good. And it's only like a $3 game on PSP, so track it down.
I would say Henry Hatsworth and the Puzzling Adventure. Have you ever played that on the DS?
Yeah.
That's a really good game.
Yeah, it's a really unique blend of a real platformer and a real puzzle game. That was one of the few games that really took advantage of the dual screens on the DS.
And it did it really well, too. It was really well implemented. Because you wouldn't think platformer and puzzler, they would go well together, but they just do beautifully in that game.
I would say The Room on iOS, I think, is a game that should be played by everyone who has a...
Yeah, for you iOS haters that still don't believe that iOS is a relevant gaming platform, check out The Room.
Yep.
It'll change your mind. Are they coming out with a third one?
Yeah, I think it's coming out this summer or something.
Yeah, I didn't really care for the second one, so
it was okay. Yeah,
it was alright. Not as good as the first.
Well, here's a good one from Bazooka Joey. He said, "Last year I got engaged to my girlfriend and I sold my entire collection of over 1,000 games, and I highly regretted it months later. And I'm slowly trying to accumulate everything. Engagement rings aren't cheap. Have you ever sold off your whole collection or most of it?"
No.
Nope.
There we go. Very easy. I actually have.
Yeah, Ben actually has.
That's why we have these massive fucking.
You sold off a bunch of like current stuff, right, Ben?
I did. Well, my Xbox 360 collection, I kind of purged that to get the Xbox One. But even going way back to 2000, I was in very bad financial straits, so I had to, get rid of a lot of stuff. And the video games had to go. And I'm still kicking myself because I had a physical mint copy of Suikoden 2 for the PlayStation. I sold it for $50.
Ooh.
I could have gotten at least 4 times that if I had waited. But it's kind of one of those things where if you're in dire straits, you do what you got to do. And of course.
Yeah, I sold some of my arcade games.
Yeah, it's a pain that we know, but I mean, most collectors they do it on the cheap anyway. So it's a good kind of thing to have if you need to. But yeah, I'm still regretting some of the decisions I made. I had boxed SNES games that I could have easily gotten 3-4 times what I paid, or what I sold them for.
Someone said 1,000 games for a ring. Give her an onion ring.
Take her to Red Robin.
Exactly. Hey, if she loves you, she'll accept an onion ring.
Yeah.
And lest we forget, if you're a Simpsons fan, that's how Homer proposed to Marge. He put an onion ring on her finger.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then he ate it. But that's neither here nor there.
Did you guys hear, by the way? Like, I'm sure because people have been asking this. Did you hear that Silent Hills has been canceled? The PT, also known as the PT.
Fucked, right?
Demo. Yeah.
Yeah, it was 2 bits of news in one day. Konami canceled Silent Hills. They confirmed that. Though they still say they're going to work on other games in the franchise. So the franchise itself is not dead, but the game that they were working on is.
But it was so good. Oh my God.
Well, they had a demo out for it.
Yeah, and everybody loved all the hype behind that. How could they just...
See, that's worse than Mega Man Legends 3 because at least with this one they had a demo, so people got a taste of it.
Yeah, it's brutal.
They're probably in bad shape because they also got, they voluntarily delisted from the stock exchange. So
oh really?
They did.
Oh, really?
So I mean,
wow.
Who knows how they'll spin that? Maybe they're going to try taking it private again and maybe trying to buy up all the stock or something.
No, I think they're just going to stick with Japan because Japan is moving towards nothing but like mobile gaming.
Yeah,
and Konami is one of those companies that are all about the mobile games and just embracing that Japanese market. Like in Japan, console games are like nothing. Like no one buys console games there anymore. It's all about mobile games, and that's the direction they're moving. There's no money for them to really make anymore here, I guess. So they're moving on.
Yeah,
that's sad.
And keep in mind, Konami is still being traded on the Tokyo and the London exchange, so it's not like they've completely gone out of the loop. I think what it is, though, they make more money now from gambling and mobile games. So if anything, what this might signify is they're kind of shifting away from console games and they're going to focus on that market. Like it's one of those things where we remember Konami from the 80s, and it's more of our nostalgia that keeps it forward. But they're out to make money. They're going to put their resources where it's going to pay dividends. So it's not really that surprising.
You know, Drunken Master Warrior is bringing up, is there a game crash coming? And you hear this occasionally. I don't think there is.
No.
I mean, if anything, more people are playing games than they ever have before.
Yeah.
I think more people are watching games than ever before with Twitch. Like, with something like Twitch, I don't think games can ever really die, ever again. It's just too popular.
Esports is huge.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, with League of Legends, like, do you ever see League of Legends dying? No. That's always going to be around.
No, and like Dota 2 is another example. I mean, yeah, we're not gonna have a crash.
It's an art form that is pretty well established at this point, where I think it's like movies or TV or music. I mean, they have their peaks and valleys, but even with the music industry bitching and moaning, people are still listening to music. We just proved it. You know what I mean? It's just that you just do it in a different form or a different way.
It's a good analogy. It's like if the music industry said no more music coming out, or the movies said no more movies. It's not.
You know what would happen? So let's do worst case scenario, because I love this. It's like people go, well, what if the music industry completely collapses? You know what will happen? Your neighbor will make music. The band in town will still make. Your local bar is full of bands that are making music, original music right now. And movies are the same way. You know what would happen if the music industry failed? I'm still making videos, so come subscribe to my channel.
Yeah, come out to the show and watch us live.
Yeah.
I mean,
the art form is not going to die. Just the method that we engage in it's probably going to change over time, and that's just the ebb and flow of technology. So
now, let me ask you guys this: do you guys think the whole campaign aspect of gaming is going to die?
I hope not.
I don't
single players.
Like single player campaign.
That way.
Like, do you
No,
think
I really don't
online?
think so.
I don't think so, because
we're seeing
people
it more
like
and more,
stories. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you also see stories in a lot of independent games too, though. You know, like a lot of little indie games like Fez or any of those kind of, like, they have like a little story built into them.
Yeah. But also keep in mind, too, that a lot of multiplayer games, they don't last. I mean, Titanfall is one example because, I mean, that had a lot of hype behind it. But being multiplayer only, it was very much a niche kind of game. And I think for the long haul, I think most developers and most game makers, they're going to focus on some sort of campaign. Multiplayer will always be a component of it, but I don't think we're going to totally shift away from the story aspect of it. At least I hope not, because I'm not a very good multiplayer kind of guy.
Terrible. Yeah.
Like I get annihilated. Like you do not want me in your squad.
Yeah.
I think that Elder Scrolls Online was my answer to that, because look at Elder Scrolls Online, it's struggling. If there was one single player game that I'd want to see in the past, I remember talking about it on this podcast with Johnny. I was like, one of the questions we got was like, what's the one game that you would love to see become an MMO online game? And I was like, oh man, I would love to play like Oblivion Online. This is back when Skyrim wasn't even announced. And then we got Elder Scrolls Online. I played it for like an hour and I was like, nope, I'll wait for my next single player Elder Scrolls. So like there is always a time and place for single player games, because some of us just don't like that multiplayer experience with certain games.
Well, also, if you have bad internet or you have a bandwidth cap, I mean, you're kind of screwed.
Well, I also think to Gamester's point, it's that some people don't just like running around on a map shooting people. We want a little bit of story. We want a campaign. We want that sort of progression and I think that's what games are really amazing at. You know, I'm re-listening right now to Ready Player One. And if you want to know the future of video games, imagine if Facebook next year launches the Oculus Rift, which basically allows you to get into some sort of virtual world like the Oasis. Drop the mic, we're fucking done. You know what I mean? It's like games would never go away at that point if you could have everything you ever wanted in some sort of virtual world. Right?
Yeah.
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 It's probably gonna happen.
I mean, hopefully the Oculus Rift will be like a rejuvenation of single player games, because I think that would be a little insane to be playing multiplayer games with the Oculus Rift. So.
I don't know. I look at the Oculus Rift as being gimmicky. I don't know. Maybe I'm just old and unhip, but I mean, it doesn't appeal. Like VR, virtual reality in general, just isn't exciting to me. Am I weird? I don't know. That's obvious.
Have you worn one yet?
No, I haven't.
So hold your judgment until you go to PAX or something like that and you wear one. I mean, we have, and I'm not saying that it's the be all end all, but it's surprising how immersive it is. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. I have one. I'm just a little bitter that it doesn't work on my gaming PC laptop, which is kind of bullshit. But
you have a fairly new one, right?
Yeah, I do.
And I think that's part of the problem. Is it's obviously really, really young. It's a young technology, but I think people will want it if they can get the resolution up and make it so that it's not really heavy on your face and all that sort of stuff. It could be cool.
Well, here's a question, Pete. You tried the Oculus Rift, right? You're at PAX, right?
Yeah, but I tried it with a game that was probably not the best game to try. It was like Race the Sun or something, which is like an endless flight runner kind of game, and it was a little underwhelming, but it's not the best game to demo.
Because you wear glasses. You wear glasses. How is it with how do you think it'll be for people who have vision issues?
I mean, the model I tried was like obviously not the more up to date model. It didn't really bother me. It was more of just I could see the pixels on like this. The resolution was really bad, and that just really bothered me. But comfortability wise, like for the short amount of time that I had to adjust it, it wasn't terrible.
Okay. Yeah, I'll reserve judgment, of course. I mean, again, it's an unproven technology. I think once we get further into it and we see how it works and kind of what the benefits are, then I'll probably change my mind. But I don't know. It's virtual reality. It was a big thing in the 90s. It was a huge concept back then.
Yeah, it was. I guess my point is that when people talk about the future of video games, I think that there's a lot of room to grow. You know what I mean? And so it would something like that will come along and people will just get re-excited again, you know, and also like in kind of Ready Player One, there's that scene in there where they're playing through the recreation of a movie. Mm-hmm. Do you remember that part in that movie, that book? Spoiler alert! Where they have to play through the 1983 movie War Games with Matthew Broderick, and they're actually having to deliver dialogue and actually move through the motions of the movie. Wouldn't it be amazing to actually play through, like, say, Back to the Future or Indiana Jones, not on a game, but like your body thinks you're there. You're actually running from that boulder and making the decisions of that movie. It'd be pretty fucking cool.
I see myself running into
definitely.
walls.
Or just going in a fetal position and hope,
Yeah. Well, Pegasus said what I was thinking, and he knows me too well. He said Oculus Rift there will be many virtual porn games.
True.
Nice.
Actually,
sure
no.
that
Hold
will
on a
happen,
second.
yeah.
I read an article on Kotaku where it was like a real, like, not joking article where this guy basically played like virtual porn, and we're not talking like virtual. We're talking like real video. And this guy like got full on excited and like search like Kotaku for like virtual reality porn, and I'm sure you'll find the article. It was kind of interesting to read because this guy was like a true believer in the future of this stuff. Yeah, someone's already typing for it.
I can't play porno games like that. Like Boner City.
No, but he was
leave the
like,
house.
it was the weirdest feeling he ever felt because he was like, it really felt like this person was on top of me.
You want to hear something? This is creepy. We talked about that real doll, whatever. I don't know, way back in the day. Remember those real dolls? So they actually have like a Ula, which is she's a character from Jabba's palace, the chick with the Twi'lek. You know what I'm talking about? The green.
The dancer.
The dancer.
Yeah.
So they have one like her. So you can basically have sex with her.
Yeah.
So, John, you
I
pre-ordered
got two
it,
out of
right?
threesome the other day.
I mean, you're a collector. It's required.
Oh.
You have to review it.
You do. I got to review it.
I'm buying the season. I'm buying the season pass right now.
Here, I'll show you a
Tuck her into
picture
bed.
of her on Skype.
I'm just picturing like all the Ouya porn games. I'm seeing people being wheeled into the emergency room with like priapism, and they have the Oculus Rift still attached.
He really felt like he was there until he took off the Oculus Rift and found it was just the developer laying on him. EA.
See, our chat,
in the
our
game.
chat was knowledgeable. Someone says there's already a few good porn games and videos for the Oculus. See, they're up to date. They know their stuff.
Yeah.
GameStream,
Yeah.
you have one of these and you're missing out. You need to get your computer fixed. What the hell?
Oh, yeah, I know.
So disappointing.
Well, I'm excited for the ability to put on this Oculus Rift or what have you, because Steam's coming out with one and Sony's got one, and I think down the road it's going to be kind of not the norm, but it's going to be one of those really cool accessories that you can put on, and if the game supports it, really take you to the next level with that. And I think it's cool to put something on and then be completely in the game per se. I mean, I like the idea of it, and I'm totally on board with it. It's so young right now. I think down the road in years to come, it's going to get fine-tuned and perfected, and then it will be a great time to jump in and have fun with it.
I'm excited because I feel that virtually, like the Oculus Rift and all these other ones that are coming, I think that's the true next generation. Like, I don't know about you guys, I'm sure a lot of people feel the same, but this current console generation just, while it's nice, it didn't quite do it for me. It wasn't like the incredible leap from the PS2 to the PS3. So I'm waiting for that next big step, and I think
we're hitting the glass ceiling really when it comes to the technology. So I guess they have to look at other avenues.
The only thing I would say that I agree with you, except for it was Battlefield that the first time I was like, wow, okay, that's next gen graphics. If that's really what that game looks like, holy crap. Like, we've never seen that before. That was the first time I'd ever felt that way.
Yeah, it looks good.
And so does this,
Definitely
You're talking about a picture I sent you?
I know.
Hey,
Kinda
check this
weird.
out.
Games are sending us porn.
He is.
Is this a shot from your
This is
bedroom?
the one I
John?
took-
This
the one I
chick
took
laying
last
in there?
night.
This chick is laying in there, John.
What can people search on Google, John, if they want to see this picture?
Just type in Ula, OOLA, real doll. Or
just
GameStream.com. Go to my YouTube channel. You can see a video of.
Okay,
Oh my
that is
God.
fucking creepy. I'm sorry.
This looks like did you take this with your phone? This is your photo, isn't it?
This
It's
is my
like
phone.
blurry.
Yeah.
That's pretty. That's devotion. That's kind of real looking.
I'm just imagining someone do it with like the head tentacles flapping back and forth. Like,
Hey, here's one of her waving at you guys. Hold on.
John's got a whole collection.
You didn't know John's actually starting to do
am.
reviews with her sitting next to
That's
him.
awesome.
I have a Star Wars. It's called Star Wars Nut 77, but I'm actually changing it to Star Wars
Wars
Busta Nut 77.
Yes.
no. What we have the Gamester 81 video game. We need the Gamester 81 real doll.
Yeah, there you
Backwards
go.
baseball
wow.
cap and everything.
I just got the picture loaded finally. Yeah, that's
That's creepy,
that's
right?
creepy. It is actually kind of creepy.
Hey, it's a Star Wars collector item, though. You know?
That's what you'll tell your wife, right? No, honey.
Of course.
It's all about the fandom.
It's a prop.
The fact that it has orifices is immaterial. Oh my god.
That's pretty
Okay.
creepy.
Okay.
All right.
Amazing.
People get brony shit all the time. This is nothing compared to that. Sorry.
Yeah. That's on the next.
Yeah, this is next level shit for sure.
Wow.
You know you guys are flapping to it right now. Just don't be.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Exactly.
All right. So, more questions?
Probably have to scroll up a bit. Let's see.
Yeah.
Give Pete a moment. He just gotta. He's.
I wanna give something away to you guys. Can we do an old segment here?
Oh,
Can I do
shit.
something
Do it.
old?
You mean
Do
the
it.
worst
Can we
segment
do
on
it?
the podcast?
Oh.
Oh, Pete,
I'm just
door.
With
Okay,
the little
I guess
honky
that's why I
noise
don't
sound
do
that you
anymore.
got. Let's go.
Okay.
You gotta bring it. You gotta
What,
bring
what are
it.
you talking about?
Oh.
See? I know my
That's
Honky.
right. It's now time for everyone's favorite game, Jason Heine's Random Weekly Question. The game where the question is legit, but the answer is bullshit. This time, contestants will be playing for a bedwetter alarm system. Now, you may know that I did this before, and you were playing for a bedwetter system. But this is the new and improved version, you guys. Are you tired and sick and tired of waking up in a pool of piss?
It's a daily struggle.
Now you will get alerted the moment you start to piddle. The bedwetter alarm is a liquid sensor that lays flat on your bed. Tuck yourself in, lay on top of it, and when it senses liquid, it plays a wonderful song, Tub Thumpin' by Chumbawamba.
I
forgot
get
what that
knocked
sounds
down. Pissing the night away.
It plays that on repeat until you actually clean it and dry off all of the piss. This is the new
nice.
improved version, you guys.
Will these
really,
innovations
really cool.
never cease?
Is it?
They
Does
may
it come
just
with a
keep
Ula?
coming out. You never know. It may come with a Ula, as long as she doesn't
That's
piss
a
the
DLC
bed.
attachment.
All right, so that's what you're playing for, okay?
Yeah.
I hope
Now,
you guys
hold
get
on.
excited about that.
I
That's
need
a
one.
really cool prize.
We're all salty because we're all waiting on our prizes that you promised us from like 5 years ago.
Oh.
Oh yeah, they're in the mail.
Yeah, who-
no,
who
they're in
got
the
the-
mail.
who won
They're
the
coming. They're in the
fundies?
mail. Yeah, it's in the mail. You guys didn't get that? Well, you're gonna have to put it in a support ticket with USPS. Then
shit.
it's on there. Yeah, it's still in the mail. So the question is for this lovely new and improved bedwetter set. The new set of amiibos is about to be released. One of these has all the collectors going crazy. Because one of these amiibos will be the most rare amiibo ever out of the entire lot. What is that amiibo?
Oh, this is easy. This is easy. What's the guy's name? Hold on a second here.
Yeah, I don't care if you
Metal
flip your
Jesus
clock.
has
Go
no
for
idea what he's in store for here.
It's what is that guy's name?
It's the bedwetter kit.
I don't know. I don't follow Amiibos
Dude,
enough.
and I want to win this so bad, so bad.
Are you sick of
Oh
sleeping
God, yes,
in
I
your own
am.
piss?
I am so.
This
I want-
is okay. Just while you guys look it up, you know.
Fuck the drink. Is Twitch gonna mute us?
Yeah,
People
fuck
can
'em.
find it elsewhere.
I know it. Okay. It's the Reggie one.
The Reggie one?
The Reggie. Isn't he the guy who runs the place? I have no idea.
All right, well, we
I'm
got
just
one
gonna
guess in.
completely guess.
All right.
I'm just gonna say if they're coming out with like a me. Remember when Microsoft did that thing with your avatars where you can like send in your avatar and they'll send you an avatar figure? So
Oh,
let's see if
maybe.
Nintendo ever does something like that with amiibos where you can send them a file for like your me and then they'll print a real amiibo and send it to you in the mail for your me.
Okay.
I sent you a photo of the
All right.
one. I
Oh shit!
Is it a real doll?
Wow.
That does look pretty rare.
Yes.
Golden statue with a big penis still. there.
Wow. Wha-
Nice.
Wow. It's a big gold
So
cock.
the
All
big
right.
gold cock. That's my guess.
All right. So one for big gold cock.
What?
Sorry.
Mine
Any
is
other
Reggie.
guesses?
Reggie Phil's Abonma, whatever his name is.
I'm gonna.
Okay, Pete. You got any
Topless
guesses?
Me.
Anyone got guesses?
Topless Peach.
Topless
Which one?
Peach.
I'm gonna say the Mi Amiibo.
Topless Peach. All right. Correct answer is My Body Is Ready, Reggie.
Are you serious?
He is standing on a Wii Fit balance board wearing a
Wait,
Speedo.
so you mean that the segment was finally serious?
Wait, did I
What's amazing? What's amazing is that Metal Jesus, you actually won the bedwetter kit. You
I think this is
won
honestly the first
bedwetter
time
kit.
someone's actually won.
Is this the
I'm
first
not
time
even
someone's
kidding.
actually
This is the first time.
You're dumb. That's awesome.
I work my ass off to come up with the stupidest, most ridiculous answers that nobody were going to guess, but you, sir, you
know
guessed
what?
it. Congratulations. You're going to get the new
You know what?
bedwetter kit.
This is 2 becomes 1 right here. 2 becomes
Wait, so
1.
is there seriously a Reggie amiibo coming out?
Pete, don't you get it by now?
I don't actually. I've heard rumors that there was, but I don't think so. I really don't think so.
But the big gold,
You're just making
there
Metal
is
Jesus
one
feel
very
nice. That's
rare
all
one.
it is. I see how.
But
My body is
was
ready,
it actually that was your answer before you even started this, right? Like
That absolutely.
see,
I'm
you
100%
buddy, you and me,
not lying.
right?
Dude, on the same page, Holmes, right there. I mean, that was it. I was laying there like, what could I do? What could I say? I'm thinking, oh, let's put Reggie's fucking ass on there, standing on a Wii Fit balance board, wearing a Speedo.
You don't want to know what he was doing when he was thinking this up, by the way.
True.
Yeah, so Metal Jesus, congratulations. Your days of sleeping in soggy undies are over.
Yes.
Thank God.
You'll get it like in
About time.
20 years.
Yep.
Probably in time that you need it.
It will be in the mail for a
that's
while.
really
Yeah,
true.
it's in the mail.
But by then you'll be on the Depends anyway.
Yeah. It's true.
All right. Well, that was good.
That was fun.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks,
No
Pete.
problem.
Pete hates it.
It's the one trivia game that I can never win.
You just got to try harder, like me.
Reggie.
Well, are we out of segments? Is this it?
I think this is it.
This
love
is
you
the
guys.
end.
Doom, doom, doom.
My only
It's been fun.
Friend, the end.
You know, we'll have to come back eventually because, Jason, we still got those trivia questions that people sent in like 4 years ago.
That's true.
Yeah.
And those forum
That's right.
questions from about 2010.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get to him. It's in the mail, guys.
That's the episode title. It's in the mail, guys.
Yeah, really.
And Phantom Jess is looking up. Those bedwetter alarms are expensive.
They
Good
really
thing I don't
are.
have to
You
pay for
gotta-
one. That's
I
good.
mean, I'm really happy that I'm giving you one.
I'll
so
use
it's
it.
great.
I'll use it.
There you go. That's your parting gift, Metal Jesus.
Why, thank you.
Some say it with flowers, others say it with pant pisser alarms. That's how.
Well, I guess I'm gonna give just one little small piece of advice for all the kids out there on the way out. I've only played this once on the show before, and here's the next time, and maybe last time it's played. Who knows? But
This is Jason Heine, and I'd like to remind all the kids out there to please
chew with your fucking mouth closed.
just a little piece of advice there for
Well,
Now
you.
you know, and knowing is half the battle.
I guess I should say that, obviously to everyone who's listening and has been a true believer and fan of this podcast, I really, really appreciate that. You guys have been awesome. It's been so cool to be part of this podcast, and I really, really appreciate it. So thanks to you guys for having me on. Thanks for putting up with me.
It's been a fun ride, man. It's been fun.
Wait, now, Metal
Yeah, it
Jesus,
really has.
You've been on with us for over 3 years, was it?
Mm-hmm.
It's time
Yeah.
flew by. God damn.
Yeah,
I know.
so fast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I say as a new guy too, it's been awesome having you on. The music talk was amazing. So
Yes.
we must keep in touch and tard out over music. It is a must.
Yeah.
And I mean it's. No.
And I would not be opposed to coming back on as a special guest anytime either. So I think that'd be cool too. So
That'd be awesome to have you, dude, for sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah, we'll have you on every week as a guest.
You know,
Don't
and down
worry
the
about
road.
There we go.
Kind of like Ben, and he just worked me back into it.
Our special guest again is
mhm.
Metal Jesus.
Hey, that was my gateway drug to being the host. Don't forget.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was a guest so many times. Yeah.
But we can only do that if we introduce him and then be like we've never talked to him before. Like, tell us about your YouTube channel.
Yes. And Metal Jesus, do not get rid of the goatee. You're under strict orders. Okay.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it's been a little bit of a change. My coworkers are looking at me with kind of out of the side of their head, going, "You look like evil Metal Jesus."
Yeah.
Like the evil Cartman, yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
I feel all manly now.
That is good. Well, we'll miss having you for sure, and I know for the listeners out there who are thinking like this is the last episode, it's not the last episode. Just think of it as a divergence, so to speak.
Yeah, we're gonna take some time.
We're
to
so
figure
close to
things out
200. We
and-
can't stop now. You know what I'm saying? Like this is.
Yeah, we got to keep.
We'll
it
be
going.
back.
We'll just got to regroup, and once things calm
Exactly.
down,
I need a
back
little
and
while
do
to
it.
devote to my alcohol and masturbation regimen. Once I'm done with that, we're all good.
I need some time to work out with my oola, and then wait.
Work out the kinks. So to
I
speak.
think Seth said ooh la la in the chat.
Yeah.
Ooh la.
Now,
Yeah,
in total
really.
seriousness, John, if someone actually like bought one of those and sent it to you, would you keep it?
He'd have to.
I probably have to keep it, but
He
I wouldn't
would.
do
He'd have
anything
to.
with it.
Clicking order now.
I wouldn't divide. I don't know. I wouldn't do any dirty things to it. Maybe if I got junk. Maybe.
I love that. I love that, John. I wouldn't
Sorry,
do any
John,
dirty things
what
to it.
size
Maybe.
orifice? I'm filling out the order form here.
What type of orifice?
Wait, is that actually one of the options?
No.
Oh, it's so funny.
Well,
So good times.
it has been a pleasure. I have to say that. And I know we're going to take a little break, but we will be back. And for those listening who have been supporting us, and especially who welcomed me into the fold, I'd like to say thank you.
Yeah, Ben, you've been a great addition, man, for sure, and we're glad
Yeah.
you're on, for sure.
Sexy Ben abides.
And Pete, have fun in India, dude.
Yeah, for people that don't know, 1 month from today, I'm heading to India to do some reporting on a subject of my choice when I get there. I'm going to try and do a video game story, but if I can't, that'll be tough.
Well, it's very,
So
very good.
If any of you live in India, reach out to me. Bangalore, that's where I'm going.
Wow.
And New
Cool.
Delhi.
We
Hook 'em up
finally
with some
outsourced
games.
Pete Dorr.
I hope you like curry.
Actually, we're not allowed to really eat food in India because of all the like street food and stuff like
So
that.
you're
You
gonna
know,
starve
like
there.
total seriousness, you can get really deathly sick from eating anything that uses their water or stuff like that.
So
there.
what are you
so.
supposed to do?
You'll get volcano ass.
So-
for
Okay,
sure.
here's what you do. You get
Volcano.
So wait, are you taking like NASA food or something? What are you doing?
No, the hotel will provide with food that's not made with water that is potentially hazardous, and it sucks because I wanted to really try the street food, but you're not really
Wow.
supposed to ever eat street food there. And I got to get vaccinations for malaria, and you got to take some precautions. So.
If I were you, I'd contact Ben and have him send you a whole bunch of, Smarties and
Exactly.
potato chips, and just there you go.
Mhm.
That's all you
Yeah.
poutine.
Poutine.
That's all you need. You'd be set for a month.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And by the way, street food is code word for prostitutes. You can have as many as you like.
Yeah. Except
Yeah,
when they
no,
drink the water, so you may have to watch out.
Yeah, there's a lot of waterborne diseases over there too. Especially for them it's fine, but for us over here with our North American constitutions, it just will not work.
Yeah.
Hey, Gamester.
Yo.
Pimp your expo, since this is probably the last podcast before that, right?
Well, yeah, no, it's actually Jason and I's expo. Yeah, we're teaming up. Game on Expo. Our website's azgameonexpo.com. And Jason, yeah, it's something that Jason and I have actually been talking about for a while, doing. So
Yeah, for many years actually. We brought it up a long time ago, and Phoenix has a market for it, and we have rolled in to do it, and we've been planning it actually for many months behind the scenes. Haven't really been talking about it, but yeah, we're gonna have Arizona's premier gaming expo right here. We're gonna have vendors, arcades, console free play. We already have some guests lined up. It's going to be a really great time. And if you've gone to any of these other shows, like in Portland and Seattle's got one, and they're all just fantastic shows, we're definitely bringing that here to the Southwest, and we're really excited to be doing that. It's going to be a great time, and I hope anyone listening there, if you're in the area or if you fancy to travel and come down, we have deals on hotels here at the Marriott, so just make sure to check out our website, and we'd love to have you. Honestly, it's
When
been
and
so
where?
much work.
yeah, good questions. At the Mesa Convention Center, which is outside of Phoenix, Arizona, and it's going to be the weekend of August 28th through 30th. So we have a pretty large vendor hall. I think it's like what, Jason? It's like 15,000 square feet or something like that. I think.
Yeah,
So we can
it is.
pretty much fit.
Mhm.
I think we'll have about 100 vendors all said and done.
Wow. Okay.
That's
various
great.
sizes. Yeah. So we're actually already starting to sell vendor spaces, which is really exciting, and there's a buzz for it for sure. Big shout out to Sergio Fed Gaming. He helped with our graphic, our artwork for the website and Facebook and all our print material. So that was a huge help. But yeah, we're excited. And you know what? One thing we're doing is we're doing a thing called the Retro Championships, which we all know like 25 years ago Nintendo put on the Nintendo World Championships, right? So what we're doing is we're actually through CollectorVision Games, we're actually producing an exclusive game for the show. And it's going to be done kind of in the style and kind of harken to the World Championship cart. So it's going to be 3 mini games. One of the games is going to be like a City Hunter game where you're going to collect 50 diamonds, a platformer. The second game is called Pedal to the Metal, which is a racing game. And the third one is going to be like an Asteroids clone game. And it's going to be 6 minutes, 21 seconds, like the original to World Championship cart. We're going to have a whole big competition. You can actually go on our website now and register for it. And we're going to give away a gold cart, one-of-a-kind gold cart for the winner with a trophy and a plaque and all that cool stuff. And
we're basically recreating that very amazing nostalgic event that happened back in the day.
And we'll have some of those carts available for sale at the show too, but it's to be exclusive to the show. So it's pretty exciting. I'm pretty stoked for it. And, you know, there really isn't a show like this in the Phoenix area. I mean, we had Vegas, you know, had the show Classic Gaming Expo, which is fun, but there really isn't, even in like Southern California, believe it or not, there aren't many retro game shows. But one thing cool though about this show is kind of unique is it is retro focused, but we have like a modern game element to it as well. So we have like Microsoft is actually going to come out and they have like, they're going to bring Xbox Ones to play and demo. We're contacting Sony, for example, and they're probably going to come out and do their thing. And we have Nintendo officially coming out and doing like a Pokemon card tournament. Yeah, like a sanctioned event
for it. Yeah.
So we're trying to appeal to all gaming, not just retro. There's going to be modern. There's going to be some tabletop gaming. Yeah, for sure. So
we're also going to have sanctioned Magic tournaments and all sorts of stuff going on there. Tabletop card gaming.
You better get some Hearthstone tournaments going. Get the people bringing their iPhones and iPads. I'll be there.
We'll have a cosplay contest for sure. And any of you guys are invited to come down for sure. We'd love to have you guys down to the show.
I'll be there with I'll be there in Ula cosplay.
There you go.
just bring Ula.
Ben, actually, that might be dangerous. So.
That's the point. We're going to be taking a break from the podcast. I got to find some way to fill the void. Come on.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people in chat kind of saying why. Mega Metal said, "Crazy. I think I was like 12 or 13 when the show started. Now I'm about to start college."
Wow. That makes me feel old.
Yeah, when you think about it, 5 years. It's
and a lot of people said it helped get them through low points in their life. Which, hey, if you ever feel that void, we got a whole back catalog of almost 200 episodes, which I'm sure some of the episodes are probably like still super relevant. Like when we went back into old topics, like talking about, certain like old topics that, is not just the latest. Because in this podcast, we never really did gaming news.
Right.
So really every episode is still kind of relevant to go back and listen to for the most part. And it would be really interesting.
They all have their own vibe,
It would be super interesting to hear our perspectives on stuff like when, say, the Xbox One was like still just about to get announced, like what we thought it would live up to and, what it actually ended up being. Like, I don't know, I think it would be fun for people to kind of go back and listen to stuff like that. Oculus Rift, when that was first coming around, like what did we think about it back then?
I remember talking about E3, and we were like speculating on what the new console from Nintendo would be, which is the Wii U. I mean, I remember that vividly, which is just crazy,
So for those looking to fill the time between now and the next episode, definitely go back and delve through the archives. There's so much gold in there.
And one thing I would ask for those who are going back and listening to these episodes again, one thing we talked about in the previous episode, but it'd be cool to do like the best of, kind of, and if Jason just doesn't have the time to go through every single episode. But if you find a part of like your favorite moment, mark that episode and the time of that episode, and that will make things a lot easier for Jason to go through and like cut that and make it best of. So
yeah, and then I mean this will take months of preparation, but I mean down the road I would love to put something together and do a
people have done that,
or just do an entire episode dedicated to the Pandora. That'd be great.
Oh shit.
We had about 10 of those.
Yeah, really.
We did.
The salt on the wound
Really?
compilation.
Shit. And ironically, that
Exactly.
company's done. Like they closed. They're still like they're not.
What a
no longer-
shock.
No, what a shock, right?
No, you know what would be really awesome if someone went back and listened through all the episodes, and any time that John brought up a Pandora segment, like update, take them all, cut them together, and post them as like one entire episode so that you can just listen to the endless saga of the Pandora over the years on the podcast.
Yeah, it would start out. He'd be like, "Oh man, this is a really cool thing. It's really neat. You guys check this out." And the last one would be like, "Fuck them,
Yeah.
just fuck."
That'd be a good
'em."
drinking game, actually.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Every time he
Or-
says
or
Pandora,
one-
drink.
Because they refused to like refund him his money every time he asked for it. So
I did. I finally got one, and they were pissed that I did an honest review over it. Like, let's create a system that's not very user friendly. That like an average gamer is not going to probably understand. Every app is different. Every emulator is different. Controls, different menu. It's confusing. So anyway, that's their bad, not mine.
someone said in chat, or when Jason Heine, just a memory of theirs, I guess. When Jason Heine said he liked Sonic All Stars Transform, then I completely shot it down.
That was.
Yeah, I
pretty
remember really
dude,
hating.
yes.
I remember really hating on that way more than I probably should have. But
Dude, take the wind out of my
That was
fucking
awesome.
sails. Leave it to Pete to do that to me. Oh my god. That was hilarious. I was like, "Oh, it's really good." This Pete's like, "Nah."
It's a classic
I was
moment.
like, "Oh god, damn it." Nice. Hey, I want to talk about something just real quick before we go now. It's something I'm really proud of. I've been working on it a long time, and I haven't talked about it too much, but it's going to be out next month, and we're not going to be recording. So I just want to let everyone know the video game that I'm helping produce called Horizon Shift. It's like a vector-based arcade shooter style, kind of like a mix between Galaga and I don't know, Tempest, if you will. It's going to be out next month. It's coming out on the 29th. That's going to be May 29th. It's available on Steam. We actually just got our Steam store page live right now. So it's up there. You can follow it. You can add it to your wish list. You can check it out. But basically, the role I played was I did all the sound design. I did the entire soundtrack. And then also, I kind of stepped into sort of, not necessarily a producer role, but I came up with lots of concept and ideas for the game that basically became the game. It's just a two-man group. It's my friend Paul. He's in the UK. Flumpstudios.com is his business. And we're just really excited about it. The game is really, really fun. I think anybody who likes retro games at all would really get enjoyment out of this. It's very intense. It's fast-paced. It has tournament modes. It has soundtrack options. It has like 6 or 7 different game modes. It has tons of replay value. It's wave-based, so you shoot all the enemies and destroy them, and then it moves on to the next wave. They get harder and harder and harder, and it's really something that I'm proud of. I think up until this point, this is probably some of my best work that I've ever done for a soundtrack or for a video game. I'm just super proud. I did this I took elements from like chiptune stuff and I threw in some like 90s house and electronica and trance and dance and progressive house elements and really created something special for the game. It fits really well. And it's called Horizon Shift. It's on Steam. You can search for it. We have a Facebook page, Horizon Shift as well. We have a Twitter up there too. But really, I just encourage everyone to check it out and support us. It's cool. My soundtrack is going to be available for DLC on Steam, which is really cool, but also all the other places that everyone knows, iTunes and Amazon, all that good stuff. But I just want to put that out there. I'm really proud of it, and I want to tell you guys about it because I think everyone will really enjoy it, and I hope you do, and stream it and share it, and let me know what you think.
That old game that you worked on was what, Conquest Onyx? Was it called Conquest? Remember that? Yeah.
It was
just
called
like listening,
Conquest,
because that
yeah.
was a good soundtrack, but like listening to this just shows how much you've like evolved in terms of the way that you approach creating music for games. Like, it's so good. I can't wait.
Speaking of which, also Jason is doing the soundtrack for Justice Beaver on the Super Nintendo, which is cool. So he'll be working on that.
I have
so.
done
He's a
that.
busy boy.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, I know, it's
appreciate
great
that
to have
too,
you.
John. Yeah, he got me in there and working on some of that too. And again, I just I appreciate all the support, you guys, and all the kind words. That's awesome. I hope that you guys all enjoy it. It's going to be a ton of fun. And I guess I really want to just say the big shout out to Eric Ladd and Mike Turner. I got those guys involved with the soundtrack as well. They play some guitar and bass, and we really created a nice hybrid of elements. So it's really like chunky, fat guitars, some melody stuff going on over some very heavy drum and nasty bass synthy sounding stuff. It's when I listen to it, it just sounds so juicy. I love
Sounds
it.
so juicy.
I'm excited to play it.
So, yes. Yeah, for sure. So the 29th next month.
Looking
so
forward to it.
Check it out.
Well, and since I have
Appreciate
a
it.
mustache now, you guys can all find me on Pornhub.com. I will be starting a new series with Pete Dorr in India. So be looking for that soon.
Well, wasn't this announced in your I Hate You episode, Bang Me in Bangladesh?
Yeah, that's right. We need to do that sequel, Pete. When are we going to do that?
How about when I get back?
Sounds good.
Bang Me in Bangladesh, and the follow-up, Rim Me on Ramadan.
Thank you, Ben.
I just had to add that in.
Yes.
Well, guys, it has been a blast, I have to say.
It's been fun.
Yes.
It has been. It has been.
Well,
And
thanks,
thank
everyone.
you to all the listeners for you guys' support over the years. And I know I'm saying this, and it sounds like this is like the last episode, and it's not. But I just want to say, really, thank you, sincere thank you to everyone from day one, and to even if you're a new listener, we appreciate you and thank you, sincerely.
Yes.
And I just want to say thank you as well, and sorry to the listeners that tune in to hear my opinions, because I know I haven't been on here as active as I used to be in the past year or so, but I'm almost there. One more semester and good to go. It'll be worth it in the end. So
I think, Pete, if you come back, what you should do is the entire podcast, but you whisper the whole time, like in really low voices.
Some AMSR, yes. Or ASMR.
So anyway,
sleeping with Pete, All Gen Gamers edition.
playing my 3DS.
No pants.
We
no
should
pants,
do
no
a
pants.
whisper episode when we come back. Everybody just whispers. Gamester, man, he'd be putting me to sleep as we're recording.
Hey, guys.
My
Fuck
pants
that,
would be
I
on the
did that
floor.
one.
Yeah.
So, guys, we're going to talk about some
Actually,
games.
maybe not. That's kind of creepy.
Welcome to All Gen Gamers.
Yeah.
So, with that said, it's after midnight, so I do have to go, unfortunately.
Yes.
But to everyone who said wonderful things about me, thank you so much, and thank you for inviting me to be a host on All Gen Gamers. And I look forward to doing more in the future. This is definitely not goodbye.
Yeah. Bar to bar. Know how to say
Bar to
it.
bar.
Bar to bar.
The bar to bar.
Anyway, all right, guys. Peace.
Thanks again, everyone.
Have a good night, everyone.
Bye.
Good night.